This is the Riot Squadcast, a supporter-driven show dedicated to LA Galaxy news, information, and opinions. Here's your hosts, Ed Rodriguez and Chris Zero Cool Tucker.
Welcome to the Riot Squadcast. My name is not Ed Rodriguez.
You just gotta keep going. Keep going.
My name is Producer Ben.
Hey.
And we are minus Mr. Ed Rodriguez tonight. Some sad news, as you all heard on Twitter.
Yeah, he came clean with his condition. I think that's what we'll...
There was nothing clean about his condition.
Here we go.
No.
Hi, before he starts going, because look, this is where this is. You've all been with us long enough to have a decent idea of the direction Ben's getting ready to take this show. So for one, hi, I'm Chris. Nice to see you. This is my voice. So when you hear a different voice that is saying something different than anything I'm saying, I want you to attribute it to that person. Ben, go ahead.
Nah, man, I'm good. You know what, Ed?
Go for it.
I love you. I love you, Ed. I love you.
I got nothing to do
Ed's
with
got this week off. We gave him a little. He's taking
PTO.
A combination of PTO. Yeah. He exhausted his sick time last week. So we're trying to be nice.
And a powerful cocktail of medicine for his heart.
I believe the term that he sent us was a mild myocardial infraction.
Yeah, that sounds right. I didn't really read it. I scanned it. I'm a busy man. I got things going on.
In layman's terms, he had his ass a heart attack.
Yeah. Is that what he said? Because I'm not trying to put his business out there. Are you sure that's the phrase he used?
That is the phrase he used.
Okay.
Myocardial infraction.
Well, if that means heart attack, because I don't know. Then yeah, but you know, he's got some look. Valentine's Day is coming up. He's trying to prove to his wife that he really loves her. So he wanted to say, baby, my heart is barely strong enough for me, and I still give it to you. That's how much I love you, girl.
See, I think
that's my man. I have my boy's back. Why are you trying to bury him?
He wanted to get out of getting her a gift.
Long
He's
live
like, honey,
Ed Rodriguez. Oh, come on.
I can't even get you a gift.
Nah. Ed, look, I've known Ed what feels like all my life. Heart attack or not, Ed's the chief plumber in that house come Valentine's Day, laying pipe like you read about.
Dude.
I believe in the strength.
I do doctor's orders. He ain't laying no pipe this year.
I don't care whether
he's like, I can't.
Pumping blood might be an issue at the moment.
This year.
I don't believe that.
Honey.
Nah. Ed, you know what? Because you know what Ed Rodriguez is? I'll tell you right now. Ed Rodriguez, champion. He's a pipe layer. And pipe layers get the job done. Did he have to crush up some rhino pills and snort them like you used to do in the 70s? Absolutely. But did he get the job? Did he bring it home?
Did he freebase those rhino pills? I guarantee you.
But you know what? He gets the job done.
Tinfoil and a straw, just like.
But he gets the job done. Is freebasing it potentially going to send him back to the hospital?
It could
Maybe.
Be. Yeah.
But did he fucking lay game? 100%. You know why? Because I believe in my boy. And I believe in your dick, sir.
He's like,
you got strong dick energy. You always have.
He's like, honey, I can finish.
Yeah.
I swear.
Oh, he's like, no, I'm done. Are you? Where are you at? Are you close? Because I'm half asleep now. So if you're, no, I believe in the strength of Ed's shaftal powers, and he got it done. Valentine's Day, just like any other time. I believe in you, Ed. Keep it going. Keep that heart beating. I hope this doesn't upset you so much that you end up going back to the ER, because we do want you to be safe. We want you to come back, and he is going to be back next week, right? He's coming back next week.
Well, he's all out of PTO. He's all out of sick time. He's got to come in.
He's got to come in. We'll treat it like some grocery stores and be like, yo, you got to share that PTO, or we're gonna have to fire this kid. But
he's gonna be into your PTO soon, Tuck.
Nah, it can't happen. I got my record is untainted. I'm always here, but I'm always here. I do homework here. I live in this fucking studio. Hi, we're all here and having fun. Welcome to the Riot Squadcast.
So that said, we are starting next Monday. We're starting open auditions to host the Riot Squadcast with Chris Tucker.
No.
You can send your reel to show@riotsquadcast.com.
I'll take that.
You know what?
If you want to do that, you go ahead and just send us the intro. Just go bum, bum, ba, na, 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 dun, dun, and then you intro, because mostly I don't want to have to intro the show. After Ed says welcome and introduces me and then asks a question, I'm good. He can go home. But I need him for that opening part. You see Ben's still working on it. So if you want to send me your intro and you just lead up until you throw it to me, and then you're good. All right, we can play that for Ed and then see if he does a better job. And if he does a better job, he can come back next week.
He can stay. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, all right. See, originally I wasn't into this idea. Originally it seemed mean, but now it just seems like an opportunity to improve the show. And I'm into that.
Hey, competition makes everybody better, right?
I like it. I wish I had some.
I
had some. Just to keep your boy humble, keep him sharp.
Ed's got to step up, man. He's got to step his game up. I mean, coming back from a heart attack. I mean, it ain't easy.
God, my face is looking fat this week.
It ain't easy.
Oh, Valentine's Day killed me. Not doing well. No.
How was your Valentine's Day, man? Or should I be like asking Erica, how was your Valentine's Day?
It was good. it was a great holiday. No, it was.
Are you guys like Valentine's Day people? Like you do something?
No, man. If you want a good relationship, a good long-term relationship, this is the thing. You want a relationship where like those days don't cause too much stress. And I think that's where, especially given where Erica and I are at this year and this last 12 months have been kind of difficult and school's kind of rough, just kind of trying to keep things fun and romantic and all that, but like simple, nice and easy and just kind of keeping it. Damien makes everything so crazy. So we went out the day before, had a nice little dinner, took the baby with us. And then on actual Valentine's Day, Erica did this she makes a restaurant at home. So she'll have like a menu and then she kind of cooks 3 different things. And so then you just pick what you want. She's like, oh, I'll wrap that out. And then whatever doesn't get picked, like we get to eat off for the next couple of days. It was awesome.
Candles,
she made me,
fuck
none of that bullshit. And she made me like, I picked a meatball sub because I'm an animal. And she made a meatball sub so big, I needed to scoop half of it out and put it into another sandwich. She made me 2 meatball sandwiches in one meatball sandwich. So today I had a whole second meatball sandwich to eat. Best gift.
She's a keeper right there.
She's the mother of my child. So I think she'll end up being
it's all about the meatball sandwich, man.
What about you? How was your Valentine's Day? What'd you do?
You know, it was nice, man. We were on vacation. Straight after the show, we took off last week. Went up to the mountains.
Love it.
You know, spent some time in the snow with the kids, did a little tubing, stuff like that. Then we drove down to the desert, hung out Indio for a little bit. It was crazy, man. Like the weather was crazy. Like it rained like a motherfucker, like for about 25 minutes in the desert, and then just cleared up, like 80 degrees again.
Wow,
it was crazy.
California is amazing.
Yeah, so it was cool. Is
this like a timeshare situation, or
it's one of the timeshares that we got out there. So it was cool. They got like a lazy river
all over the world with these.
Dude, I told you, I'm gonna send you out on a timeshare.
I'm a kid, but this is the thing. I'm a child of the '90s, so the timeshares have, they have a stigma to them in my mind. But every time you talk about going somewhere, you're like, I just stayed at the fucking timeshare. It was awesome.
It is, dude. We had to stay at a hotel for the first night because we didn't get the timeshare in the mountains. But having the full kitchen there, especially with kids. I mean, you know what it's like having kids.
Yeah, it's awful.
I mean, if you had to travel with your son, having a full kitchen and a dining room and everything right there is just so much easier where you're not have to worry about like.
Yeah, it really matters where I make him chicken nuggets.
Exactly.
That's where I make him bagel and cream cheese. The only things he's fucking willing to eat. It's a monster.
You have an oven to make him chicken nuggets in, or microwave, whatever. Yeah. I don't know how in depth you go with the chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Pretty easy. You just pop them in. It's like 2 minutes. Done. I have an air fryer though.
I was gonna say, why don't you air fryer?
Air fryer fucking changed my world, man.
Air fryer is where it's at, especially with chicken nuggets. Taquitos.
How many chicken nuggets do you eat?
Dude.
Well, it's like you've eaten enough chicken nuggets to have a separate opinion on air fryer chicken nuggets versus microwave chicken nuggets.
Well, actually, no.
Versus oven chicken nuggets.
Like you, I got an air fryer rather recently, and so I'm like, all right, let's just try it. See what the chicken nuggets way different in the air fryer.
Can you do me a favor? I know it's a little. You didn't start the clock either.
Nah.
That's the thing that keeps me relatively on point. Someone asked if you can play the lightning round, the sound effect. That's for you, Mr. Bob Sacamano. Since I missed your apparent, what is it, the Seinfeld show? Or just Seinfeld? I think it's just called Seinfeld. Is a character name from Seinfeld. Ben's not paying any attention.
No, I was setting the clock for you.
Anyway, what are we moving on to, Benjamin? We've got to try to keep it. Try to keep it in a.
We're going tight today?
We'll see. We got a lot. There's a lot of shit happened in the week of the galaxy. I think we got to keep it relatively in line.
Well,
best
okay.
we can.
Well, then we'll start a little bit on a down note.
Not to mention, we're competing with like 15 galaxy shows tonight.
We're
on a Monday where we're not usually.
This is what happens. Guessman takes a Monday off, and like everyone's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go record a show. I'm gonna record a show. I'm gonna record
you know what
a
it's
show."
called? It's called a power vacuum. It's called a power vacuum, and we're going for the top. We'll chill in the
really?
middle. Yeah, I'll hang out in the middle. It's fine. You guys, somebody else can fight for the top.
Yeah, please.
I'm good where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I'm
sure
being left alone.
none of us are fighting for anything at this point.
No.
So we're going to start on a down note.
Oh shit.
Our condolences to the Giannis family.
Oh yeah, we found out why Uli came back. Turned out Uli's grandfather passed away. His dad posted on Twitter, I think the day after the show. His grandfather had passed away, and we all knew Uli hadn't been having the best time at Harvey anyway. So it seems like it kind of worked for all parties that Wolfsburg allowed him to come home, give him a little bit of time with his family, probably get his mind right. Then he can, I imagine, return to Germany and return to Wolfsburg and try to fight for a spot there. But yeah, deepest condolences to the Giannis family, and obviously wish them all the best.
Yeah, and hopefully a speedy recovery to his dad, to Uli Sr.
What's happening with his dad?
His dad was sick too. I think that was in the tweet. He said that he was sick and that he lost his dad recently.
What a rough time.
So, yeah, so condolences to
Horrible
them.
for that family. Good people. Seems like good people. So wish them the absolute best.
Yes, exactly. And like you said, hopefully Uli, after all this is over, he gets back to Europe, starts fighting for a spot at Wolfsburg.
Yeah, I mean, especially if the loan move's not working out, use the minutes properly. If you're not going to be here, go use the minutes properly.
Exactly.
Start building yourself up a little bit.
So moving on to more, upbeat notes? I don't know. I mean, the CBA is done, so we finally got announced when the season's going to begin.
Upbeat. Yeah, I would say this is a positive move.
Well, I mean, considering how bad the Galaxy has been and possibly could be.
Nah, you got to stay positive. This is the positive
This is what
Galaxy
I like.
podcast, man.
I love the Chris Tucker positive mental health and just taking care of himself.
Yeah.
Look at positive outlook on life. Okay, season starts Saturday, April 17th.
Let's do it.
New MLS season starts. That means preseason begins March 8th.
I'm into it.
The players are coming in for a 7-day quarantine beginning on March 1st.
Mandatory 7-day quarantine. Yeah.
Now, what do you think that looks like in MLS circles?
I think it's going to be a bubble.
Is it like everyone's just like locked up at the Hilton or something,
Hotel,
at the Sheraton?
Galaxy. I imagine the Galaxy would have to foot the bill on a hotel and keep everyone inside. They're allowed to train, they're allowed to train inside of their quarantine. So as long as all those players are there and don't break quarantine, they can still train and practice and all that stuff. But they're not going to have any contact with their family for the week leading up to preseason.
And so what happens, like, after the 7-day quarantine, they start preseason? Are they stuck in this bubble? I mean, have we heard anything?
So stupid. Well,
I know, and
no one knows what to do, and they're trying to make it work in a way that works best for everyone. And I get it. It's like if they're allowed to travel, they're allowed to be out with friends and family. Like, in getting everyone back together, you want to minimize that risk as much as possible. So I get it. I want to know what happens. On the 9th, on the 9th of March.
I wonder.
Does everyone just go back to normal?
Yeah. It's like, okay, you spend 7 days in quarantine. But I wonder two things. Number one, like, if you were to think, like, if this was like a Major League Baseball, and these are like people with resources, like their quarantine is a whole lot different than like these Major League Soccer players on quarantine. So I wonder that, and I wonder how much of this is just lip service. How much of this is just Major League Soccer saying, hey, we have to do something. We have to make it look good.
All of it is, man.
We have to do.
I don't want to be this. I'm not trying to be this guy. I'm not trying to be the like conservative pundit who's like, none of it matters. Fucking, why do they make you wear masks? It's dumb or freedom. I'm not trying to do any of that, I swear. But really, it's all fucking lip service. They need to come back. And Major League Soccer needs these guys to play soccer, and they need you to feel comfortable about the fact that they're having these guys come back to play a game. Because they need to make them, Don Garber doesn't want a job. And if he doesn't do this, he might have to go get a real job somewhere. Like he needs to keep this gravy boat going. And this is how he does it. All of it is to make you feel better. You watch an NFL game. I watch a fucking Super Bowl. I see the coach pulls down his mask, screams an order, and then pulls the mask back up. And it's like, well, the moment I need the mask up is when you're screaming the fucking command. Like, don't do it from me. But it's all theater, man. All of it's bullshit in theater. It's to make you feel comfortable about the fact that these guys are coming back.
Yeah, they call it security theater.
We get it. We get what it is. It's fine. So we're starting, what was the start date? Sorry. April 17th?
So April 17th is the start of the season. Preseason starts March 8th. The quarantine begins March 1st.
Okay.
And so I wonder.
This is the latest start to an MLS season that we've ever had, by the way.
Really?
Previous latest start was April 8th in 2007. We opened against the Houston Dynamo. But yeah, it's the latest. This will officially be the latest start. In
What year was that?
2007.
2007.
Beckham era.
And that was, what, 2007? So there was, I'm guessing, 12 teams? Or no, Beckham era? Maybe 12 teams.
I don't remember where the expansion would have been. We had RSL. Would it have been RSL? Or would it have Toronto? Well, we definitely had RSL when we had Toronto.
Yeah.
So
So either way, I mean, maybe 14 teams, no more than 16 teams. So to start this late and try and get a full schedule in, I mean, you're talking
They're
about
going
a
for it,
lot of midweek
Yeah,
games.
they're going. It's going to be fucking fun. Last year we started February 29th, super early. Yeah, really, 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 really early. And the 2019 season we started March 2nd. So this is definitely getting pushed back, especially if we're starting preseason March 8th. Last year we started preseason February 15th. Get about two games or 2 weeks of preseason games, and then into it. It seems like we're doing pretty similar around the same schedule, just going to be later and later. I'm looking forward to enjoying hopefully a later season of Major League Soccer. Hopefully they can push it back a little bit rather than just crunching 1,000 games. But it seems like they're just going to crunch 1,000 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. But that they probably have TV obligations and things like that, so they need to get those games in.
Yeah, it'll be fun for us. I wonder how long it'll take before it starts to wear on people. I think even last season, part of it's definitely because we were so bad. It became this obligation to watch the Galaxy, and not at least for me, not really this enjoyment anymore. But I wonder how the time crunch is really going to affect enjoying it over an entire season. If it is every 3 or 4 days over the course of an entire season, how do you make that schedule work? How do you keep interest up? I think it's going to end up being tough. There we are. I got a little lazy on that sentence.
So we're looking at a 6 week preseason. So that means maybe 3 preseason games? You thinking? Maybe a closed door, a couple closed doors, maybe 1 or 2 like quote unquote official preseason matches.
Is it 6 weeks really?
That's about 6 weeks. I'm just eyeballing it. I mean, March 8th to April 17th.
Yeah, right around.
Yeah.
But I mean, I imagine their preseason count for there is like all the way, like getting guys to officially come in when it's time to start working. I mean, because we're seeing them train now, so but maybe that's not an official camp yet. Who knows? Which is weird because I know, not spilling anything. Like I know for a fact all the players are hanging out in there together now. So it's weird that they're going to have to quarantine for 7 days apart from each other. And then come in to be in their bubble during preseason. Like I don't really. Like
you said, I mean, I think that quarantine is largely it's security theater, man. It's just it's something the league has to say.
It's gonna be
so
fun,
that
man.
Optics look good.
It's gonna be fun. I don't give a shit. I'm just glad it's back. As long as it's back and the players are getting paid, stadium still gonna be empty. But I guess we're gonna talk about that in a heartbeat. But stadium's still gonna be empty. But the players are back. We're gonna start seeing training photos soon. You're already seeing players posting on their Instagram. Positivity. It's all good, man. It's all good. It's gonna be great.
So prepping for the season, preseason games. I mean, usually you know how it is. Usually
LAFC twice.
Well, no,
guaranteed.
100%. I think that's all we're playing preseason.
Why play anybody else?
Exactly. But normally, you see like Seattle come here. You see Toronto come to LA. You see like all these cold weather people come into LA, but they're not gonna be able to do that.
So I guess this year we're getting Dallas and Houston and Austin.
Well, no, this year.
Isn't it awesome living in Southern California? Apparently everywhere else is fucking freezing.
Yeah. Well, that's the beauty of it, man.
I can walk to I'm going to walk to the beach tomorrow in sandals. Like I know we got a listener who lives in San Antonio. I know you're freezing your balls off, man. I'm sorry. I'm going to the beach tomorrow and I will be wearing shorts. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to be stoned.
You're wearing shorts right now.
I'm wearing shorts, a jacket, and house slippers. Like Southern California. There's not like a dictator that runs this place. You can just move here. You can come here whenever you want. You don't have to live in whatever crappy state you live in. You can just move. Don't move to Long Beach. Don't come to Long Beach. But go north. Go to like San Pedro. Don't come to Long Beach. But yeah, you can come to LA or come to California, man. It's great. Come to LA. Move to LA. LA is terrible too, but you come to LA.
What do you got against Pedro, man? Why are you sending
I love San Pedro. It's not Long Beach. I don't want them in Long Beach. Long Beach has enough people. I was it. Once I moved to Long Beach, cut off entrance.
Closed.
No more. We're gonna put up a wall around the northern and eastern parts. Everything else is cool. Everything else is I got water. I'm fine.
Nice. So we do have a statement from, I'm guessing this is from Major League Soccer. You want me to read it since you're okay?
I don't know what state you're talking about, so sure.
It's on the rundown, man.
Okay, go for
Show
it.
prep. Show prep talk.
Okay.
No, wait.
It's cool. It's show prep. Who wrote the statement you're getting ready to read?
Ed.
Okay.
In his heart attack state. We
This is Ed's last will and
Yes.
testimony. He wants to let you know they're stopping payments.
Yes, exactly.
Rip to
So
God, Ed.
so just the behind the scenes, Tucker was doing homework. I had a class that I had to be on at Zoom, so
Yeah, shit happens.
I shot I shot Ed an email saying, "Hey man, can you just do a rundown for us?"
Oh, I didn't
Is
even
that too
know.
much to ask?
No bullshit. I was going to ask him to do that like 4 hours ago.
Yeah, so I'm like, I kind of felt bad about doing it, but I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna have time to do
What's
it.
he doing?
Exactly.
He's got a Stephen Hawking chair. He just moves his tongue and he can type all the letters. He's fine. He's doing all right.
So it starts off.
Took him off his iron lung, and now he's good to go. I love you, Ed. I'm sorry.
It says
Ben sent me down this rabbit hole of digging into you.
says I, Edward Rodriguez of sound mind and body, do hereby. Sorry.
Terrible.
Yeah, I know I'm terrible. You can send those audition tapes to show@Riot Squadcast.
Does that email work?
Actually, yeah, it does. It just doesn't forward like it's supposed to.
Okay.
Josh,
Are you checking the other ones?
I am. I've been checking everything.
Okay. I don't believe you, but I'm gonna tell everybody I believe you.
I'm back in school, so I got to check email every day. So I'm checking everything every day.
I understand that.
Well, I wasn't in school. Email may have gotten away from me a bit.
Take a little bit of time.
So it says players may begin their 7-day quarantine period prior to March 1st on a voluntary basis. In such cases, players may conduct individual training during the quarantine period or may engage in group training following the 7-day quarantine period, provided that each player has conducted medical exams and testing. Technical staffs and coaches may not be present during group trainings prior to March 1st. So that could be why you're seeing all those photos.
You know what I want to see happen? Just because I know it'll fucking piss people off. It'll only piss off the stupid people, but everyone who's intelligent will be in. This is what I want to see happen. I want Javier Hernandez to post on Instagram. I'm showing up for the early quarantine. I'm ready to get started early. Let's go. Let's get it in.
I mean, if his wife
And I want all these people. What fuck? She's
Sorry,
got the
never mind.
kids.
yeah, my bad.
But she's got the kids. Like he goes and visits the kids. Like, no, don't fucking talk shit about my boy, man. I'll smack you. Chicha's my man. Erica told me she's getting me a Galaxy jersey. I'm like, for half a second, I was like, I should get a Hernandez one.
More than half a second. You should just get Chicha on the back.
Chicha.
Yes. Like onto the sleeve, like getting smaller.
I feel like I can
smaller
make
lettering.
that. I think I can make that happen. No, I want Kalishman on the back of I'm for the away one.
What's I'm thinking? Like, how much you think Kalishman's like? Hey, motherfuckers, get your asses in here. We're not allowed to be there, but your asses need to be in here.
I can guarantee you, I will defend for a very long time into the upcoming season. Whoever shows up early, whoever is posting that they're there early and that they're quarantining early and they're working early, I'm gonna ride for that person all year because that lets me know like, yo, especially if it was someone who was here last year, especially if it was someone who was a part of last year's fuck up. It goddamn better well be Jonathan, but it's especially if it's someone who's a part of last year's fuck up, who's like, yo, I'm going to show up early, get in my quarantine early, and get the fuck to work early. And Jonathan he's not married, doesn't have any babies. He's just got to leave those cousins at home.
Yeah, I was like, but he doesn't have any babies.
He's got to leave. Look, but in Jonathan's
That
defense,
he knows of.
He's got to leave. Single.
No, go ahead.
He's got to leave. My wife's going to listen to this, so I'm going to be respectful and talk around this. He's got to leave. Single Mexican national team playing in Los Angeles superstar. He's got to leave that grade of tail. I'll go with tail. I feel like tail's all right. He's got to leave that level of tail on his own to be like, I'm going to go quarantine to hang out with Ethan Zubak and Daniel Steris. Like if Jonathan shows up, you're going to see a level of focus.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Cheech is at least like, I got babies, man. I got to focus on my children's. Jonathan's like, man, wherever I can put it, let's go. See, this is how you should talk bad about it, Dos Santos. You don't have to get into the drugs. You can just say he fucks a lot. Everybody wants to fuck a lot.
Dude, everybody knew what Gio was up to, man.
Yeah, allegedly.
Everyone, yeah.
There's a new regime in there, man. We might be able to fix
Right.
a lot of the shit
That's
you
true.
fucked up in the past.
Yeah, I fucked up, right? Yeah.
You got to clean your shit up.
It was me.
Everything I said about him was honest. You were, but I hope everyone, I want to see guys show up early, man. I really do. I want to see guys be focused and into it nice and early. And I hope you're right. I hope Kalishman and Vanny are grabbing some of these dudes by the neck and the ear and being like, hey, you need to get the fuck to work, man.
And honestly, you're right, especially like with Jonah. As the captain, he needs to be there early. And he needs to bring a couple people with him. You know, he needs to grab whoever it was who had he needs to bring Gonzalez in early, you know. He needs to reach out to these new people that they just signed. Say, hey, get your ass in here as early as you can, you know. Yeah. I understand you got to move, do what you got to do. Who the fuck
is Gonzalez? Who are you talking about? I completely blanked on People Gonzalez, yeah.
Yeah, apparently he's got like the 7-year contract. So, you know, I'm sure we'll get into that later.
People's going to have a good year. Bounce back year. I'm calling it right now. 100%. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be, it's not, I guess I shouldn't have said 100%. It's not going to be, I'm not
70%
talking like,
bounce back.
I'm not talking MLS All-Star. He'll be better than Steris. I'm going to have him as better than Steris. And that's not a lot, especially for what we're paying him. But at a fucking minimum, for what we're paying you, you should be better than Daniel Steris. And he wasn't by a country mile. So I'm honestly giving people this year, I think he's going to bounce back better than Daniel Steris.
All right, fair enough.
I believe it in my heart.
And for the new people that come in, I mean, depending where they're going to come in, they're going to have to deal with national quarantines and federal regulations and whatnot. But they will be coming in, according to Stam Stejskal, a little bit later than usual. The MLS, according to Stejskal, the MLS transfer window has been moved back from February 4th to May 1st is what it usually is, to March 10th to June 1st.
Okay.
I'm not sure how this affects really much of anything.
It's weird because didn't New England just trade for a player from Montreal or vice versa?
See, that's
or Montreal just
So this is so what I found out.
Someone just grabbed a player from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Just traded a player from Atlanta.
I think it was Montreal.
I wonder if that's if it's like it's going to happen when everything opens up. But it's like, why wouldn't you just? I don't know.
It's Major League Soccer. Who knows? I mean, that's a bigger transfer window than most.
Was it Eric Remedy? Yeah, he went to San Jose. Atlanta United trades Eric Remedy to San Jose, to the San Jose Earthquakes.
Didn't Montreal make a move recently also? Didn't they trade somebody?
Montreal.
I thought I saw that when I was looking this up earlier. But either way, so you have, I mean, this transfer window, which literally, I mean, it closes June 1st, so it literally aligns with no other transfer windows.
Let's go.
Period.
You know why it shouldn't? Because Major League Soccer is better than all of those leagues. That's why, Ben. Because all those leagues are terrible.
So who does it leave us to acquire outside of people in Major League Soccer?
It's all going to be MLS. I told you this a week ago. It's going to be what I think is going to happen is, and I think Baxter even reported on it this week. What I think is going to happen is you're going to get like a Tommy gun. It'll be day after day after day. You look at how we did the kids, right? We did Neal for Kranis and Saldana, boom, 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 one after another. You see how we're seemingly the only team in the league not announcing any real business. What I think is going to end up happening is it's going to be, the dam is going to break, which we had a incoming transfer today. The dam's going to break, and then the Galaxy are going to end up going one after another, after another, after another, after another. Mostly internal Major League Soccer moves. We can still sign one more free agent, and I think chiefly it's going to end up being MLS guys, which is okay with me. It points more to we realize kind of the boat we're in with the transfers that we have. We're stuck with the contracts of the last few administrations. We're going to hang out for a year, and then we're going to start making actual moves. So I'm okay with it, but I think we're going to get whenever if those dates are correct and when the transfer window happens, I think we're going to get one of my favorite words. We're going to get a deluge of transfers coming through, like one after another.
Yes, we're gonna get a deluge.
How do you pronounce it?
Deluge.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I read it a lot. It's one of those words I like. You see all the time. You're like, ooh.
Let me see how I can drop that into conversation.
Yeah. Let me see how.
I mean, you sound that. I mean, sexy. Like, hold on, let me check. Yeah, that was definitely sexy.
Your heart's still working?
Yeah.
Is that what?
I was checking to see if my nipples hardened a little bit.
Oh God.
I mean, it was a sexy word.
You still get hard nipples after those piercings? That happens? Does that work?
Come over. I'll show you later.
Jesus Christ. I feel like we've talked about that, right? We definitely talked about that.
It was all the pre-show stuff, man.
I like DJ in the live chat to say, we're on day 32 of the imminent cam signing. Yes. And I imagine by the time you're listening to this, it'll be day 33, and then day 34, and then day 35.
It's done. They just got to announce it, Tucker. They're putting off the announcement.
You got to play, never mind. we'll leave it alone. But yeah, who knows? It's been delayed. Nah, I'm leaving. Ben, we're leaving all that energy in January. That energy's gone. All right, I'm moving on. I'm trying to work on the positivity. There's gonna be a cam any second. Any second.
And it's
any second.
Yeah, it's
any second. Well, we did sign somebody today. We did get somebody today.
We did. Are we? I don't think we're there yet, though.
Oh, fuck that schedule. We're not going to talk. Look, so the Galaxy signed O'Neal Fisher, who's a free agent, because it's pointless to like talk around the biggest thing that happened of the week, which is us announcing
which is really kind of sad that.
That's why I said what I think we should do is put all the topics on the board, and then we just mark them off as we go. Let the conversation flow naturally, and then just mark them off as we get to it.
All right.
That's why it's like we're going to talk about it. Galaxy signed.
Yeah, you're right.
O'Neal
Fuck
Fisher
Ed's rundown. But hey, and that
you asked him to do from his death, Ed, I appreciate
from his
death.
Check
from
it
his
out.
Deathbed.
So if you're gonna send in an audition tape, send in a rundown too for next week. We'd appreciate that.
We basically need you to do all the things Ed does. If we're in the event, in the unlikely event of his untimely passing, we want to have a list ready to go.
Or if he's just not healthy enough to come to work, I mean, that's really the problem. I mean, it takes
Andrew's
a lot.
Like, what the fuck?
I know. I can sit on a chair and talk all day long.
I can
and
sit
my
on
heart's
chair.
fine.
So O'Neal Fisher, Ben, what do you got?
Sorry.
It's a little cold.
All right. O'Neal Fisher.
All right.
We should have just had Andrew.
I told you.
Oh, yeah, it's not my fault. I was vetoed. I wanted to bring him in.
Man. Well, we have our COVID distances in here, so I don't know.
I know we should have just sent him for a test. We should have sent him for a test last week, and then made him prove that he was fine, and then he can come in. So O'Neal Fisher, defender,
chiefly right back.
Chiefly right back.
Chiefly right back. Can play both sides. He can play left back and right back, but chiefly right back.
Jamaican national team player, 29 years old, 66 Major League Soccer appearances. Played
over
for
the
both
last 5 years.
Yeah, played for both the Sounders and DC United.
Not
and I'm
great.
trying to think of. I remember him with the Sounders.
Yeah.
As being not very good.
He's not amazing. He's not outstanding. I got to watch him play a little bit. Well, I was waiting on you to come in here. What? I watch soccer, man. Get off my dick.
I'm surprised you don't actually haven't seen him for have a 20-minute reel on him or something like that.
I have watched him both for DC United and for Jamaica in the time I've been here. No, he's not amazing, but he is. And I even saw some people say maybe he's going to play. He's going to be our starting right back, and Julian gets moved into the right wing spot. Really, I think that's if someone who's a representative of the Galaxy can hear this. That's the level of desperation your fans have for some signings. That's the level of desperation your fans have to make your roster make sense. A couple weeks out from preseason, a couple weeks out from getting going. No, O'Neal Fisher is not going to be your starting right back. He is a backup defender in Major League Soccer, at least so far on his best day. Julian Araujo, you have a burgeoning U.S. men's national team caliber right back that you've developed locally in your system. Julian Araujo is our starting right back. The only reason Julian Araujo played right, or I shouldn't say the only, the chief reason Julian Araujo played right wing is out of a sense of clear desperation from a failing coach. You shouldn't try to put too much energy and emphasis on tactical decisions Schelotto made. If you can look at the totality of his team and realize that tactically, at least for us, pretty inept. So you don't look at where he put Julian Araujo and assume a competent coach is going to play Julian Araujo there by choice. Julian Araujo is going to be our starting right back. O'Neal Fisher, who's played 66 games in Major League Soccer over the last 5 years, is definitely a backup. Jorge Villafania, probably enough of a question mark that we don't need to add to it further by playing O'Neal Fisher. Wouldn't make a ton of sense. To run down a quick information about him. 66 games over 5 years, total 673 minutes last season. That's 27 minutes shorter than Jonathan Dos Santos played last year. Definitely not someone we're buying as a starter. He made $75,000 as of the September 2019 release of salaries. That's the last update Major League Soccer and the Players Association put out. He missed a total of 43 games. So that's 454 days of soccer for DC United between October 2018 and the end of the 2019 season, because he did his ACL. Again, probably not a starter. He missed 5 games last season with an unknown injury between August 21st and August 31st. But he as a positive, he is getting plaudits from many DC United players on Twitter and on Instagram through social media, wanting to let people know, hey, you're getting a good guy. Whether he's starting caliber or not, whether he's starting quality or not, it's always nice to know, at least from a locker room side, you're getting someone who is adds to a locker room and isn't necessarily a detractor. Sounds like he was very well liked at DC, which is great. Seems like he was very well liked at Seattle, also another benefit. And yeah, so we have our backup right back, starting right back, and our starting left back and our backup left back.
So he very much sounds like a Vanny type of player. When you hear Greg Vanny talk before he came to the Galaxy, you talked about you heard people talk about how he created this family atmosphere in TFC. Sounds like O'Neal is that type of player. You know, he is well liked by his teammates. He's not going to come in, cause any issues, and he's, like you said, it's a cover move. It's for backup. It's to make sure, hey, you know what? We have the Gold Cup coming up. There's a lot of World Cup qualifying. There's Olympic qualifying. Who knows how many games Julian's going to play in the middle of the summer?
Busy time. Well, yeah. My thing is Julian is a card happy kid. Like it's the whole reason we kept Felcher one more year than we wanted to. Yeah. The whole reason is because Julian gets in trouble with his yellow cards. It seems a little brash on the red cards. You want someone who can step in, and this guy did. He got to play last year. He played, just under 700 minutes last year. You want someone who can step in when Julian is losing his head a little bit, but isn't necessarily going to push him for a starting spot. You're also looking for someone who's probably going to be pretty glad just to be collecting a paycheck in Major League Soccer, hearing $75,000 2 years ago. So he's not making crazy money. If you have to bench him all season, guy making 70 something grand, 70, 80 grand, probably not raising a stink. And 66 games, he's already used to not playing a ton. And it's a good locker room presence. Like it works on a lot of levels.
And most importantly, he's got a green card, so it doesn't count as an international.
And he's Jamaican. I love a Jamaican defender. Robin Fraser. So he's also, and I got to look into this. He is the 5th Jamaican player in Galaxy history. I said, can you name him? Do you think you can name him?
You said Robin Fraser.
Robin Fraser, my favorite defender in Galaxy history.
Donovan Ricketts,
one of my favorite goalkeepers.
Tyrone Marshall, well
done. This guy.
Probably all I got. Yeah, this guy O'Neal.
There's one more. Yeah, O'Neal Fisher and Winston Griffiths was a left-sided midfielder.
Of course, it was Winston. I tip of my tongue. Right
played
there.
6 games. Yeah, I'm sure. Played 6 games in the Galaxy before being traded. And I told you I discovered a weird fact. I told people I was actually in Guestman's Discord. And I said I discovered a trivia about Winston Griffiths that I can give people. Winston Griffiths, one of the first people in Major League Soccer, and at least that I can find, the only Galaxy player to have played for 3 different Major League Soccer teams in 1 year. He was drafted by the then Dallas Burn. He was traded before he ever played for Dallas. Traded to the New York, New Jersey Metro Stars, which is what they were called at the time. They traded him to us. Don't read his thing. Close this thing. I'm going to tell you why. Close this thing right now.
All right.
They traded him to... Close it. I can see you, Dick. They traded him to us, and then we traded him to the New England Revolution. He scored 1 goal for the Galaxy, ironically, against the New England Revolution. And when we traded him to the New England Revolution, it was in the year 2002, where he came back to face us in the 2002 MLS Cup final. And if you watch that game, which I've watched several times, too many times really, he fires a shot that cannons off the crossbar. Should have gone in. Probably should have gone in. Should have won New England the Cup. Barely doesn't go in. By the grace of God, it doesn't go in. Obviously, Carlos Ruiz goes on to score. Galaxy win MLS Cup. I was going to do a deep dive into the Jamaican players that have played for the Galaxy. When I was doing this, I got up to Winston Griffiths and I looked into his story. And we're going to do a Patreon episode as soon as this is over.
Okay, wait. You were going to do a deep dive into the...
I didn't. I mentioned one thing about Tyrone Marshall. I mentioned one thing about Robin Fraser. Tyrone Marshall, the greatest assist in Galaxy history, assisting Carlos Ruiz in that game. Chris Albright passed it to Tyrone Marshall, who passed it to Carlos Ruiz, by the way, after the ball deflected off of Joe Franchino, also Galaxy player. Don't fuck with me and try to call my Galaxy fan card. You guys didn't hear this. This was before the episode. Ben tried to call my Galaxy fan shit out. How dare you? Joe Franchino to Chris Albert, to Chris Albright, to Tyrone Marshall, to Carlos Ruiz. Thank you very much.
I thought you were going to tell me Winston Griffiths was the one that ball deflected off.
But no, it deflected off Joe Franchino. Remember, Winston Griffiths had the shot went off the bar. I started looking into Winston Griffiths. It's a fascinating story. And we're going to do a Patreon episode about that just after. And we're trying to shift the Patreon show to things that take me away from my family. So when I learn something that takes time, that I could be spending with my wife and my kids, those things are going to go to the Patreon. Everything else is going to stick up here. But I looked into the case of Winston Griffiths, who was who is departed now. He's deceased, and his story and what happened with him. And it was riveting for me. So we're going to talk about that on our Patreon right after this. That episode will drop this Friday. And if you're a Patreon subscriber, you can check it out. If you're not, you can check out patreon.com/Riot Squadcast. And we will be doing a Winston Griffiths, tribute cover episode. I'm not really sure.
What really happened to Winston Griffiths?
Yeah, what happened to Winston Griffiths? We'll title it that. So we'll get into that after. But yeah, O'Neal Fisher, congratulations. Welcome to the Galaxy, 5th Jamaican in Galaxy history.
So staying on defense, we could talk about the rumored move of Carlos Harvey. You've seen all over the internet that it's...
Pause. Bob Sacamano brought something up brilliantly that I did want to talk about. Winston Griffiths played for 2 teams called the Galaxy. In Jamaica, there is a Galaxy FC that existed between 1997 and 2000. It is, in fact, named after the Los Angeles Galaxy, as best I can find. Strangely enough, Donovan Ricketts, another Jamaican Galaxy legend, also played for Galaxy FC. They were teammates there for a short time. So the more you know.
I'm sorry. The YouTube is 30 seconds behind. I just got the big hand waving.
Oh, I thought you were DJ in the live chat said, "Real talk, is Tucker's superpower just OCD?" Yes.
Hey, you're not supposed to, that's behind the curtain stuff, man.
It's look, I'm not ashamed of who I am.
So back to
I'm wearing a Galaxy jacket and jersey, and this is just how I dressed today. This was how I went out with my son. It's, we all have our talents, sir.
10 stars total right there.
From your lips to God's ears.
Dang. All right, so staying on defense, Carlos Harvey. All over social media is being rumored that move has become permanent. Mm-hmm. Nothing has been officially announced by the Galaxy, but it looks to be a done deal.
Seems like it. I mean, that's the word anyway. I don't know. It was reported by Guillermo Pineda at Medario. I'm going to go with Medario. It was reported by Guillermo Pineda at Medario.com that the Galaxy were in fact retaining Carlos Harvey permanently now, rather than the loan agreement we had with Taro FC before, which lapsed this past winter.
And that was a loan to LA Galaxy 2 and then LA Galaxy 1, correct?
Yeah, he got loaned to Galaxy 2, who then loaned him to Galaxy 1, officially.
All right, so this appears to be a buying by the Galaxy, not
this is
G2.
Ours. Yeah, he's ours now. Which the thing, the way it works, it doesn't really matter. All players actually belong to the Galaxy.
So he's a center back, correct?
He's center mid.
Center mid. Okay.
Defensive midfielder.
Defensive midfielder.
If he is officially signed, he is literally the only defensive midfielder in the entire organization.
Replacement for Perry Kitchen? That's what I was going to ask. Or is this a move like he's going to be on the reserve team because he's too good for
I think he's a replacement for Omar Ontiveros. If I had to guess, I would say he's a direct replacement for about 3 months left in the G2 season. A defensive midfielder and right back named Omar Ontiveros was caught using a racial slur during a match, and the Galaxy terminated him, as you would expect. I think this is the direct replacement for that guy. I mean, Ontiveros was the closest D mid that we had. He played a couple different defensive positions. I would imagine that's who this one's going for.
So it's a G2 move, you think?
I would guess. I mean, he played 103 minutes last season over 5 matches. It's nothing stellar by any stretch of the imagination. He only actually played his preferred defensive midfield position against the Timbers. He played about half that match. And that was really GBS, again, struggling and trying to hang on.
Just throwing shit against the wall.
He was trying to clog up Portland in the middle. He played Perry Kitchen and Carlos Harvey in the middle. No creativity whatsoever. Portland knew everyone in the world knows Perry Kitchen. Like Portland figured out pretty quickly what was going to happen. He just passed around everyone. I at least heard internally the Galaxy weren't thrilled with what they saw from Carlos Harvey. So taking that into account, I have to, and the fact that he's an international, I have to assume the plan is to say, hey, you're going back to G2. We'll give it another year, G2. See if you're ready yet. He played. Where am I at? He was in and out of the second team. But when he was, or in and out of the first team rather, on the bench. So he would be on the bench for some matches, not be on the bench for others. But when he played for G2, was a regular starter, played center mid and defensive midfield, played 18 matches overall, scored twice, I think 2 years ago, and last year is basically a waste for him. I overall I think it'll work out pretty well for him if he's at G2 level and can start regularly. He's going to play next to, what is the kid's name? Who'll be the starting mid? Adrian Gonzalez at G2 next year. So you can let Adrian Gonzalez be a more creative midfielder going forward in the center for G2. Carlos Harvey as a defensive midfield. We know what Carlos Harvey's going to give us. He already knows that system. He knows the coaches. I think he'll thrive at that level. Give him another year, see where he's at.
So staying on defense, or back to defense, I guess technically. I'm gonna let you just lament on this for a little bit, Tucker.
Someone in the live chat's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about Ontiveros. I forget about no one. I know all of them." Go ahead, sir.
So speaking of never forgetting,
yeah,
I'm gonna let you just kind of opine, maybe lament a little bit on Jelle Van Damme's retirement.
Fuck, man, that was a hard shift. That broke my heart. I wanted to talk about Carlos Harvey. Why? Jelle retiring hurt in a way that I really, really didn't expect it to hurt. And again, I knew it was coming because you follow him on Instagram and he does a lot of lives and he posts with his kids and all that. And he posted when he left Lokeren, because he went back to Lokeren, his hometown club. As a soccer fan, as a fan of the game, it smelled of it, reeked of it. Like you could see it coming. But still, when I was one of those people that held out hope, stupid hope, that like I would wake up in the morning and someone would be like, "Zero, did you see Jelle's coming back?" And I'd be like, "What? Oh fuck! I don't fire all the other fuckers, man. I don't need them. Give me Jelle and Jalen Neal, man. I'm good. I just want one season." Yeah. I would love for him to come back as a defensive coach, center back coach, and if you want to enjoy something that kind of looks, and I don't want to hype him too much and put too much pressure on him or anything like that. Jesus Vasquez at G2, captain of G2, plays very Jelle-like. If you want to see someone who's just like, I'm bigger than you, and you know it, and I'm going to fuck you up because I'm bigger than you. Like, that's what Jesus Vasquez, the captain of G2, plays like. I would love Jelle to come back and tutor someone like him. I don't really see a Jelle style in it. Nick DePuy's got a little Jelle in him. He needs to toughen that iron streak up a little bit. But Nick's got a little bit of that hard crunching tackle. It's just like, I'm going to come lay out. If I get a yellow card out of it, then I get a yellow card out of it. But you're going to fucking remember I'm here. I would love Jelle to come back in some sense. And he said, even in his retirement, that he wants to come, he wants to travel and visit the stadiums and all that stuff.
Yeah, he said he wants to come back and have a beer with the fans, I believe is what he said.
Let me read this dude's statement, because I'm not just going to talk about Jelle. So here's Jelle. He posted to Instagram that he was retiring, and he said, "It's a wrap. I'm officially retiring from professional football/soccer. I appreciate the soccer inclusion. It was a hard call to make, as well as an easy one, as my kids were always priority in my choices. As I have promised them not to go far away anymore, there was nothing close enough or interesting enough that came up, and that's okay. So I'm out. And to be honest, there's more in life than this beautiful game. Let me first thank all the clubs and my country I've played for giving me the chances and opportunities to defend their colors and flags. I can honestly say I really gave everything I had in me every single time." Yeah, man. Just one of the good ones.
Good for him though. Prioritizing his kids.
The right way.
Want to spend more time with them. I mean,
and he even points to it that he's like, I didn't have to retire. I could have kept playing, but I promised my kids I wouldn't go far away. So whoever wanted him, it wasn't going to be local.
And you hear it all the time. I'm retiring to spend more time with my family and this and that.
Maybe the Galaxy wanted him. I'm going to lie to myself and say the Galaxy wanted him. And he was like, boys, I would get. if anyone called me that I would break this bond for, it would be you. But for my kids, I got to stay. And the Galaxy, I'm trying to think of someone who I like who still works there, and I'm struggling at the moment. And Kevin Hartman said, I like Greg Vanny. And you know what? Hold on. Let me, what is it called? What is it called when people write their own story? Let me fan fiction this. And Jelle was like, I want to come back, Dan, but I can't. And Dan Kalishman was on the line and he said, Jelle, believe me, if anyone in the world understands, it's me. I'll hold this fort down for you, son, until you're ready to come. And they looked at the phone and each of them shed a single tear from opposite eyes because they're two sides of the same coin, really, when you think about it. And they hung up. It's the saddest moment of my life.
When played with his kids and had a good time, man.
Yeah, and then Dan Kalishman went fucking broke bodies to get everybody ready for the season. Yeah, man, it's Jelle's a great. Quick rundown of stats for you. Played 46 matches, started all 46 of them, 3,939 minutes, 1 goal, 5 assists, 75 fouls. He has the most fouls for someone with as few minutes as him. Second only to defensive midfielder Marcelo Zaragoza, who recorded 76 fouls in just 14 games. It's pretty fucking ridiculous.
Can't believe Danny Pena's not on that list.
Pena, he's like Nigel DeYoung. They're only fouls if you catch them. He was announced January 26th along with Ashley Cole, the person I was most incorrect about in the history of this team. He became the 8th captain in Galaxy history following Robbie Keane's move, not retirement. August of 2017, he joined Royal Antwerp in Belgium for $235,000 so he could be closer to his children. And on July 3rd, 2019, he returned to his hometown boyhood club of Lokeren, where he started there as a U19. So happy retirement to Jelle, well-deserved. One of these rare guys who are literally always welcome back at the stadium, even though he left the Galaxy in a bad spot when he took off. I will not hear a bad word said against that man.
And you don't hear many bad words said about him, especially for somebody that left the Galaxy in a bad spot. Normally, you would hear the fans just tear him apart, but most fans were like,
smart people understand. So anyone with kids understands, number one. But smart people understand. The guy's head was in the wrong place on account of his home life. Go rectify your home life. And if you as an adult listening to this, I hope, if you as an adult listening to this, hears that this man had an issue with his home life and his children, and you're still like, well, why couldn't he show up for the Galaxy? Go fuck yourself. You're welcome to stop listening to this. You're an idiot. You're an idiot, man. It's fucking stupid. It's a game.
But stay subscribed.
It's a game. You can unsubscribe.
We need the downloads.
Fuck you. You can unsubscribe. Right. That I don't want that person enjoying this. I don't. If I say anything that you enjoy and that's your opinion,
you could turn him around. Tucker.
Nah, fuck you. I don't want to turn that. If I haven't turned that person around yet, I can't turn him around. If you can't, it's the same thing with Javier Hernandez. If you can't understand a man and his family coming first, I don't want nothing to do with you. I want nothing to do with you. Because you know what? Eventually you're going to turn on me. Because I'm definitely going to pick my family over you. So eventually you're going to turn on me. So you can go fuck yourself now. And it's easy. And we're done. And you don't have to worry about it. Now, any person who even may potentially hold that opinion, the moment you hold that opinion, let me unsubscribe now. Because the moment Chris finds out, he's going to yell at me.
How many people we still got in the live?
I don't care. They can all
like and share. Like and share?
Fuck that. Mental health, which is what he took care of. Look how happy that man looks. If you check him out on Instagram, look how fucking happy that man looks.
We're talking about Jelle or Chicha?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But look at every time Chicha's with his kids.
Yeah. Look how focused Chicha is, too. I mean, just getting that darkness behind you.
Jelle forever.
Being focused on everything.
Jelle forever, man.
All right. Favorite Jelle moment?
Oh, God. My favorite Jelle.
San Jose game?
San Jose game's up there. I mean, I like to think it's got to be as bad as it was. It's got to be Jelle getting sent off and it being so clear that he didn't touch that guy. And I guess it's like a Jelle adjacent moment. It's Jelle getting sent off and the Galaxy fucking ripping Portland. And Major League Soccer being so fucking pusshole enough that they were like, take it down. You're highlighting the fact that our refs are terrible. But the Galaxy fucking destroying them with that, what is it, Stardust or Star Map?
Yeah.
What is it called? Star something. You could at least talk while
I'm trying to think of that song. But no, For me, my favorite Galaxy moment or Yellow moment, definitely the San Jose. Definitely the beating he put on them. What was it? Was it the hold in the crest or was it the bump in the crest? I can't remember which one. I know Jonah was one.
He pulls
Yeah.
Shooting Star is what it's called. Can you play that song?
Yeah.
He yanks out. He's playing San Jose. I think it's Michael.
Was he yank the crest or did he just like pat it?
I got a gif.
Either way,
I 100% have a gif of it.
Yeah,
I use it every time someone's like, "Fucking Galaxy." I'm like, "Yes, fucking Galaxy." It is the Galaxy equivalent to American History X. You see this? It means not welcome. The dude grabs the crest and is like, "You see this? You fucking see this?" And that's where, and then you eventually get the California is Los Angeles. It's the Shooting Star is what it's called.
And the beauty of it was, I mean, he had been in LA for how long? The beauty of it was he had been in LA for how long before that?
But that's the thing. It doesn't matter.
I mean, he was he was all in. From the time he got here, he was all in.
Jelle was one of those. Jelle is a Robbie Keane. Jelle is and I'm not comparing the two, but Jelle is a Robbie Keane kind of player. Jelle was even though we fucked it up, Jelle was a Zlatan kind of player. Jelle was a Nigel kind of player. Jelle was this guy where it's like, Jelle's a guy you want on your team. He's a guy where it's like, well, it doesn't matter who we're against. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. It doesn't matter who the people are. It doesn't matter who the I don't know what that is. It doesn't matter who the rivals are. Like it's Jose Mourinho's like this. He's talked about this. He's like, when I signed on for Chelsea, I was like, who's Chelsea's enemy? It's Arsenal. Well, I fucking hate Arsenal then. When I signed for Real Madrid, who's Real Madrid's enemy? Barcelona? Well, then I fucking hate Barcelona then. Wherever I'm at, I hate who you hate. Like, and I will always hate who you hate. Like, we're in this together. Jelle understood. Like, you guys don't like San Jose? I don't fucking like it. Jelle is in Belgium now. I think he did it earlier this year. Galaxy are getting ready to play LAFC. What does he do? Puts the LAFC hat on his friend's head and then knocks it the fuck off and throws it away. He didn't need to make that video. But Jelle's like, you guys hate LAFC? I fucking hate LAFC because you guys are my boys. And that's the way family rolls. Bro, Jelle is the Dom Toretto of Galaxy World. I'm going to say it right now. I don't know if you know who that is. That's my man from Fast and the Furious. Greatest film franchise in history. Big facts. Way better than Star Wars. 1,000 times better than Star Wars.
1,000 times? Let's not get crazy.
Billion times better than Star Wars.
Original Star Wars? Empire Strikes Back?
No. Series.
Series-wise?
Series. I'm not talking individual movies. I'm saying series-wise. I'll definitely take Fast 5 is better than any Star Wars movie that is not the original trilogy. 1,000%. You don't
argue. Listen, I would argue with you.
You can't. You can't. You
exactly. That's
can't.
exactly it.
Fast 5 is a better movie than any Star Wars film besides A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. It's a fact.
Buster.
It's a fact. You ran back to the crib. Buster kept me out of cuffs. If Ed was here right now, he'd be running you down Fast and Furious quotes. I guarantee you, if he's listening live, he's doing it at home. And if he's not, if he's listening after the fact, he's 100%
whenever he hears
wherever
this.
he's at, man. He could be laying pipe right now. He's going to be using Dom Toretto lines because Fast and Furious is the greatest film franchise in history. It's a fact. It's a fact. If it was bad, Ben, why do they keep making them?
Because it's so bad.
Yeah, because they're great.
If you say so, man.
They're great.
I'll take it. I'm not a huge fan of either one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're Fast 5 is Matthew Alisson is being incorrect in the live chat right now. Fast 5 is an incredible film. I struggle to think of a better one. I really do.
Tuna, no crust.
Not even. Hey, man. Not even in that film series. I struggle to think of a better movie than Fast 5. Period.
Really?
Yeah. Except for Hackers.
Superfly.
Superfly's pretty good. I'm going to watch that when I get home.
Well, you should, especially, yeah.
Live my life
Chris
quarter
Mason.
mile. He lives his entire life 1/4 mile at a time. What more do you need? That's just in one movie. That's just one awesome line from that movie. And there's like 15 movies. It's great. Timelines don't even make sense. Nobody gives a shit. They're great. Those movies represent America because none of them make sense and nobody cares. They killed someone. Like 3 movies later, they brought her back. Nobody batted an eye. They're just like, what happened to her? She got brainwashed. I was like, right. What about the part where you saw her die? We don't talk about that, man. Look at the car go fast. Boom. It's great. Oh, man.
So, man, speaking of going fast.
We should do a Patreon series where we just review Fast and the Furious movies.
Speaking of Wild, Gordon Wild
Oh yeah, man.
signing with Indy 11.
Good for him. I honestly thought he was going to retire.
Really? The kid's like,
He just seems like one of those dudes that just goes away.
I figured he'd go play in like the 4th tier Germany or something.
He went
like
to
that.
Germany. He was in Germany like 3 or 4 days after our season ended. Like I would have expected he needed to quarantine or something, but he hopped on a plane and took off immediately. Good on him, man. Indy 11 was a USL championship.
Yeah, USL Championship.
I know Indy 11. The only thing I really think about Indy 11 is like Kenny Walker went there. 2019, Kenny Walker went there. We loaned Charlie Rugg there, if you remember him.
Yeah.
We drafted Charlie Rugg, loaned him to, but he got to play 1 year at the second team, and then we loaned him out to Indy 11. And then
I think he stayed at Indy 11 after the loan as well.
I don't know. I know he was not good. And then probably my favorite name in the history of the team is that Dragan Stojkov was a defensive midfielder for G2 in like 2015. He ended up at Indy 11 too.
After the show, we got to talk, man.
Why?
We'll talk about it after the show.
Okay. You worried about me or
A
something?
little bit.
Why?
Dragon Hodgepodge?
Dragan Stojkov. It's either it's Stodge or Stoge. It might be Stojkov. Dragan Stojkov. But he's, I think he's Macedonian. I want to say he was Macedonian. I'm going to look this up really quick.
This sounds like a Macedonian name.
Dragan Stojkov.
Anyways, the fact that we're talking Dragon
That guy
Stojkov
is fucking hard as nails.
to Indy 11.
Gordon Wild was terrible. Whatever. Dragan Stojkov was badass. He is Macedonian. I fucking knew it.
Dude, we're definitely going to talk after the show.
That guy was a fucking psychopath. You ever watch? If you got to watch him play at G2, oh man,
Dude,
talk about a guy who
an Eastern European named Dragon, you're just not going to fuck with him.
he was. Look, take my word.
He's got like rubber tattoos or whatever they do with fucking.
he was
ink and
Dima who
Russian.
never got called up to the first team. It's the only difference.
Dude, he's got Russian jail tattoos, I'm sure.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it at all. Yeah, Dragan Stojkov, place of birth, Stramica, Yugoslavia. I don't care about Gordon Wild. Stravica, Yugoslavia. Good. You know, once a G, always a G, and all that. But whatever. Good luck, man. He's a USL player. Good luck. He was a USL. He came to us a USL player. He came to us a Atlanta 2 player. Got signed to the first team. Again, highlights the ineptitude of the administration. Highlights the fact that they backed Javier Hernandez up. Again, you'll hear people say, "Why call Augie Williams up? He's just a USL player." Well, we backed up Javier Hernandez with Ethan Zubak, a USL player, Cameron Dunbar, a USL player, and Gordon Wild, a fucking USL player. How do we know Gordon Wild's a USL player? Came from the USL, signed to the Galaxy first team, went right back to the USL. We set all these people up to fail. Gordon Wild, I wish he got more of a shot. There's probably a pretty good reason Ethan Zubak got to play ahead of you. Best of luck. What do I tell you? You join a long list of USL players that end up at Indy 11 from the Galaxy. Well done.
The fact that you know all the players is probably the most impressive thing.
It's called show prep.
It's probably no. That goes well beyond
I
show prep.
remember everyone.
And
Who
we-
went,
and
the
we
only
both
person
know
I
this.
remembered who went to Indy 11 was Kenny Walker.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember Charlie Rugg. That was the only one I forgot that Kenny Walker went there.
I forgot Charlie
Because
Rugg
Kenny Walker,
existed.
he must have went there after he played because he played at
He went
Cincinnati,
somewhere else,
right?
Yeah, he took off and went somewhere. He went to you're right. He went to Cincy, and then Cincy sent him over to Indy.
when they moved up to MLS.
But that was when I was like, oh, Kenny Walker. Kenny Walker took off. I remember you. Dragan Stojkov, when I saw him, or Stojkov, I was like, oh shit, that's right. That guy was fucking badass. And then that's why my notes for Gordon Wild is one line long and it stops at Dragon. Because I saw him and I was like, that guy was fucking monstrous. I miss him.
So G2 did make a signing. Speaking of USL, Taylor Davila.
Taylor,
We haven't
I
really.
think it's Davila.
So
Let's
he
just call him Taylor.
he officially signs for G2, although he did play some there last year. So
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yep, yeah. Last year he played at Cal Berkeley.
Yeah. He played 7 minutes in 2018. And then 2019 he went to Cal Berkeley, where he became all Pac
Yeah,
all
he was
Pac-12.
all Pac-12. Yeah, he started all 18 games, fourth most minutes. He played over 1,600 minutes for Berkeley. He had the tie he tied for the league with tied for the team lead with 3 assists
Okay.
at Berkeley last year. But I mean, really, that had to be rough trying to play college soccer in the middle of
In COVID?
yeah,
Yeah.
the middle of COVID time. I mean, playing college soccer is a whole different game, anyways, with their substitution rules and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, he developed enough the Galaxy feel confident to give him a USL deal.
So if I tell you this, so he played 7 minutes in 2018, right? in a loss to the Tulsa Roughnecks, he came on for left back John Requejo. Do you remember him?
Requejo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can never tell like what names I throw out where people are like, "Oh my God, you have a sickness. I need to talk to you after the show." Like John Requejo seems.
Oh, dude, make
seems
no mistake.
normal.
You have a sickness, and we will talk about it after the show. But I remember John Requejo.
I really don't see. I don't see what what problem you have right now. I don't understand what the issue is. Taylor Davila.
That is literally what everybody who's ever had an intervention has said.
Yeah.
I really don't see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem.
No, what you do at an intervention is start labeling what's wrong with everyone else that you know. That way they start fighting with each other. Have you ever watched a sitcom? That's how you get out of these situations. Yeah. Taylor Davila will become, based on last season's Galaxy players, Taylor Davila would have been the 5th oldest player who we don't, I don't know how to word this without using a double negative. Taylor Davila would have been the 5th oldest player for a player we know potentially could come back. Maybe that's how I'll say it. He would have been beaten by Didi Traore, who we know is leaving, Abraham Romero, who is leaving. There's a couple other guys I forgot. Oh, Omar Ontiveros, who's gone. And I want to say 2 more people. But he will basically become one of the more elder statesmen of G2 if we end up carrying over a lot of the same guys. If not, and he's only 20. Like that shows you the way we're running G2. We know he's going to G2 as a 20-year-old, and that's considered one of the older players. So overall, G2 is still going to be operating as seemingly teenagers competing up against men.
Yeah, I think the primary, the teenagers is fine, but I think that the fact that it's all about development, that they still believe this kid, even though he's 20 years old, has more to develop.
Time. And look, if you look,
they feel like his ceiling is still higher.
We draft kids that are older than him.
Yeah. Well, he's like a draft pick, essentially. If the Galaxy were actually going to,
he's not a draft pick because we know what we're going to get out of him.
Yeah.
We've chosen to bring him, but we've chosen to bring him back.
Yeah, but Tucker, supposedly that's what you're supposed to know with a draft pick. If you do your research, you're supposed to know what you're getting out of a guy.
But in MLS, it's always a gamble. It's a gamble because he could be a system guy. He could be someone who's played really well in the Cal Berkeley system, and that's it. This guy's come through the Galaxy, and the Galaxy have kept hold, let him go to college. He played very well. I mean, I'm assuming they scouted and watched him. They played very well, and bring him back at G2. Could compete with Adrian Gonzalez as a spot next to Carlos Harvey. Makes sense. Adrian Gonzalez, they're very, very, very high on, but he's going to need somebody to push him. And now we know this is a guy who, at least at college level soccer, can get the job done. I want to see that fight. Carlos Harvey should be, if he stays on G2, your starting G2 defensive midfielder. So now I get a battle between someone the club already knows and chose to bring back when they didn't have to, and someone I know for a fact they're very, very high on. Center midfield battle, gonna be fun for G2 next year. Gonna be real, is another thing to watch. Forward, battle for forward could be really fun if Cameron Dunbar ends up back on G2 and it's him versus Augie Williams. Because we still got to figure out a way to fit in Alex Akala, who's a center midfielder. Still got to figure out a way to play Jonathan Perez, who can play center midfield. Like, there's going to be a battle for real. I mean, look at center midfield battle alone. I got Alex Alcala versus Adrian Gonzalez versus Taylor Davila versus Carlos Harvey. I got 4 spots alone that I'm like, I don't care if the 2 starting center midfields get subbed out every single week, because I want to see their replacements, because I'm interested to see how their replacements are competing with them. G2 already said, I'm good, man. G2, this is why you got to take in positivity. G2 already setting up for several interesting battles to watch. Can Mauricio Cuevas continue his form from last year? Can Isaac Bawa continue his form from last year now that he and Ontiveros aren't fighting out for a starting spot? What do we do at center back? Does Jalen Neal Marcus Fernandez come back down permanently and they keep rocking with Jesus Vasquez? Or does Jesus Vasquez get another young partner coming up from the academy? I don't know. I'm fucking excited. I love it.
Do you have one that you're most excited about?
Player? I want to see Alex Alcala play. I'm a real big fan of training videos, but training videos are you one-on-one or you by yourself. It's easier when you don't have somebody pressing you, and it's definitely easier when you don't have somebody twice your size pressing you. So I want to see what he does. And as has been noted in a lot of his videos, most of the moves that we see him do that are very, very nice and flashy also extremely ineffective. Like in an actual soccer game, very, very ineffective. It's akin to having, if you remember from the old 07, 08 seasons, the Galaxy Futboleros, watching them play a game. It's nice to watch. Did I pronounce it wrong?
No, I remember them.
It's nice to watch them do tricks, but those tricks don't translate in a match.
Yeah.
I want to see this kid translate these in a match. I know Manchester City sees something very good in him. I know the Galaxy sees something very good in him. I'm eager to watch it play out. And positionally, it should be Alex Alcala versus Adrian Gonzalez. So I want to watch that matchup head to head. I want to see how Taylor Davila competes in there because he's the oldest of the three. I don't know. There's a lot of potential. A lot of potential for exciting play at the second team next year. I hope our show still goes some way in encouraging you guys to look into the second team, because I'm not just spitting shit out of my ass here. Like I've watched these kids play. This is a battle you're going to want to see, especially Alcala. Alcala is probably the marquee player in the organization right now, if you're paying attention to the entirety of the organization, mostly because, obviously Hernandez is capped a long time ago. And we have a decent understanding of where everybody else is. But if you're looking for like that bright spot to keep an eye on long term, it's Alex Alcala by a country mile.
So Efrain's a little upset that he's no longer the golden boy, and now
Efrain's on the first team. You got to make that shit happen.
Yeah,
you got to make it happen. You got your assist. Zlatan called you the Zlatan blew his fucking head up and called him the best talent in the league. Like Efrain's at the stage where he needs to translate it into on the field minutes. By Efrain's in his third year on the first team. We shouldn't be looking for a center attacking midfielder again. It should be Efrain's by now. It should be. He's still young and there's still time, but that time's we got to be getting nearer to the end than the beginning of that. There's only so many years this kid's going to be a very flashy bench option. This has to be a super, super important year for him.
Speaking of super important years, we do have a Pavon update. It seems, at least according to social media, that blew up, I think, when was it? Did it blow up Friday or Saturday? I can't remember which day it was, but according to several outlets, the two teams have come to an agreement. It does not seem clear on the money. It does not seem clear on whether or not he's having surgery. It does not seem clear as to
Thursday.
What percentage of rights are going where.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing basically is the internet blew up saying Pavon is on his way back.
So it's been broken by a couple people. There's one guy for Feroci who's on Twitter who's covering, I forget his first name, it's Juan or something like that. Has been, well, I genuinely think it is Juan. Why does that sound racist? What's wrong with that? I think the guy's first name is whatever. You can call me racist. I don't give a shit. It doesn't matter. But he was reporting that it looks like it's going through. And then
well, it blew up on Thursday. We haven't heard how much since then. I mean, you haven't heard.
It's gone quiet.
Yeah, you haven't heard Baxter break it. You haven't heard. Man, who's the other guy that?
John E. Rojas.
Rojas, yeah.
So I wasn't far with Juan.
I'll give you Juan.
You give me that, right?
I'll give you Juan and
Thank
John.
you.
Yeah.
Practicing my cultural diversity. John E. Rojas reports.
In fact, I think by taking John instead of Juan, he is doing some sort of cultural appropriation himself.
Look, that's his world. I'm not trying to judge. I'm not trying to judge my brother's path. I'll let him figure it out on his own.
All right, continue.
I'm going by Chris X now. Fuck that shit. Slave
Title of
name.
the episode.
New name is Malik Al Shabazz. From the Nation of Domination. But go ahead.
No, so things have gone kind of quiet. Go ahead and tell what did Rojas say.
John E. Rojas reports Christian Pavon to the Galaxy is, quote, basically done, end quote. He reports that he will go into surgery under our supervision, so a little different than if you can think back to when Steven Gerrard was coming to the Galaxy. Not going to be handled privately or on their side. Our doctors are going to take a look, according to him, our doctors are going to take a look at him. Our people will take a look at him. We'll make sure it gets done. It's not going to be handled by Boca Juniors or in Argentina. Recovery is expected to take 2 months for his ankle issue. This is an ankle issue he had when he reported back to Boca that they refused to let him get surgery for because they, I guess, had originally planned to use him in the Copa Libertadores, which Christian didn't show up for. It's become a whole thing. It's the reason we have Galaxy podcasts. You have people who keep track of these things for you. The report from Johnny Rojas that the Galaxy will pay $9.4 million with 50, and we will retain 50% of his rights. He then followed up later and said that number may change. And that number the number that will change doesn't seem to be in relation to the $9.4 million, but to the percentage rights of retention. So I think the way he was saying it, it looks like we may retain a larger percentage because we're covering the cost of the surgery, because we're covering the cost of the recovery, and because we're going to be paying him while he's not able to play for 2 months versus Boca paying him. The other issue is also, I'd put a pin on John. He says neither side wants to disrupt the deal. Everyone wants to get it done. I think if you want to give the Galaxy some credit, they called Boca Juniors bluff and it worked. Boca is 20 million, as we said, 20 million was never happening. And if you look at the 50% valuation, it's right there. 9.4 million, 50% of the valuation, we came to 18.8, right around Boca Juniors original valuation of him, which was never going to happen. But the Galaxy are out just under $10 million in cash and retain 50% of his rights. That's something you want to do for a player you're expecting to sell for at least, I mean, I imagine we have to be looking at like 28, 30, 35 million. I'm not sure that number is going to happen, but I don't give a shit about that. That's not my problem. I care about winning MLS Cups, not selling players to Europe. The other issue was later that same day, a report came out that let me do my best to pronounce her name right, because I do not want to get it wrong. I know I can pronounce her first name. Here we go. Giselle Marisol. This was reported by Jonathan Lopez Lobos at Johnny Lopez OK on Twitter, if you want to check him out. He says Giselle Marisol, which is the woman who has accused Christian Pavon of, I want to say assault. I don't know if she's accused him of sexual assault, and I'm not certain. So I'm going to say assault just to be safe. But Giselle Marisol, who in 2020 denounced Christian Pavon for abuse, he has just presented to the prosecutor Alejandro Antonello, who is the prosecutor's office of Alta Garcia Cordoba, a letter basically requesting Pavon not be allowed to leave Argentina. To Ben's point, that's basically when the story went cold. We reported earlier when it first came out that she was saying Pavon had assaulted her or abused her, whatever the phrasing you want to use. That seemed to have gone quiet for a long time. And then you had Christian refusing to leave Cordoba to go back to Buenos Aires, where Boca Juniors is. And of course, where San Lorenzo is, the far better team, where none of this stuff happens. It's very, very clean. God's club, really. If you want to look into them, San Lorenzo, it's a beautiful, beautiful club. And we will return to Boedo as we should. God's, sacred land. We'll talk about it later. She has sent a letter to the prosecutors asking for an order to keep Christian in Argentina until this is all sorted out. So we don't really know where that goes from here. It's as Ben says, it's gone quiet again. I think we're just in a holding pattern.
Yeah, and with all this is the first time that prosecutors and lawyers are really involved with this girl. Before, I mean, there were reports out. There was all kinds of reports that maybe it was a mistaken identity.
Well, there was
maybe
the issue with
the actual Christian Pavon,
the DNI, the identification number that basically the social security number that she posted is different than the DNI information for Christian Pavon. Apparently that got sorted out in a way I still don't really understand. So all this is what I keep telling people. All I know is that I don't know anything. I don't know. I'm not going to say that I know. I'm not going to fucking pretend that I know.
But this is the first time that prosecutors and lawyers are involved.
Officially involved.
So
all I know is I want peace and healing and love for all of them. I hope it's not true because I don't want an assault to have taken place. One thing I gotta speak on this, and I want to keep it to Pavon and the business and the soccer and all that. I gotta speak on this. I see people saying like, it's not true. I had one guy tweet, it's fucking disgusting. I had a guy tweet me. He said, it's not true. She's lying. Sign him up. Your profile picture is you and your daughter. The fuck is wrong with you? What's wrong with people? It's a game, man. It's a fucking game. It's a sport, and I know it's a team, and it's really important to you, and blah, 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 blah. It's a fucking game. It's a game. It's a children's game. I hope it's not true because it's assault. To hope it's not true so the Galaxy can sign a left winger is fucking ridiculous. It's disgusting. You gotta be better than that, man. I don't want to be those dudes that's like, come on, man, you gotta be better. You gotta fucking be better.
No, it's the truth, man. You are 100% right.
You gotta be better than that, man. It's that's bottom feeder shit. Like, and he had an exclamation at the end, as if the sentence he gave me didn't let me know he was a troglodyte enough. He had to be like, hey, I'm really enthusiastic about being a dickhead. Fucking come on, man. Get your shit together. If the Galaxy don't sign Christian Pavon, they'll fucking sign somebody else. And if they don't sign somebody else, it won't matter. Because you know what'll happen? We'll lose games. Like we lost games last year, like we lost games a year before, like we lost games a year before. I don't know if she's lying. They're going to investigate whether she's lying. That's somebody's job. Let's wait until that happens and then figure out what we're going to do. I don't know what the Galaxy are going to do. Who knows? He may be locked up for all we know. It may be a done deal. It's reported that it's a done deal, which means on the Galaxy's end, they're pretty confident nothing's going to come of this. I would hope. I would hope that's what this means. But to say it's not true or to not want it to be true so that you can sign a fucking designated player is patently disgusting. Disgusting. Be best. Do better. Don't be you. Don't be gross. For fuck's sake.
So there is no smooth segue after that.
I don't know.
Everything you said is true. So we'll switch to something a little more lighthearted.
I like that we got $9.5 million in the bank to buy a designated player. You want positive? There is $9.5 million somewhere. It's for a player they intend to make money on, which I don't think they're making $30 million on.
They definitely ain't making $30 million.
I don't think $30 million is happening. But there's $9.5 million in the bank to spend on a transfer. If it's not Pavon, maybe it's another young player that we try to get in the summer where we get to spend 6 months scouting and doing some actual work to know with the resources that we have and things like that.
We're bringing Holland in then. We're bringing Holland in.
He's going to Madrid.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's going to Madrid. Which is good. It's a good move for him.
He should have made his original move. That's all I'm saying.
Where?
To United. Instead of going to Dortmund.
You guys fucked up. You didn't want to do the release.
I know.
Cards.
I know. The U.S. Open Cup.
You guys are good though. City's getting. I don't know why that's in there. We talked about it last week.
Well, I know. Well, hey, Ed put it in there. We're going to talk about the Open Cup. Same as last week.
Oh God.
Did you look at this? Because I couldn't see anything different outside of the dates. They finally gave the dates. It's going to take place March
dates,
through
you just
June.
had that.
Yeah. So we're looking
we would
at.
come in. When would we come in? That's probably the only part that really matters.
If we're coming in, it looks like we are coming in at the.
Well, when it'll start in March?
Yeah.
Start the end of March?
Yeah. If we come in, it looks like we'll be playing other MLS teams, or is it 24 quote? No, we're coming in April.
19.
April.
No, it's round of 16. MLS teams.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's a date confirming round 16.
We're May 18th. May
yeah.
19th is when the 8 MLS teams that will get selected will enter against the 8 teams that are survived the first couple rounds.
Yeah, which is all. It's weird. Like it's going to be combination of PDL teams plus
USL Championship teams,
Open teams, League 2 teams, and 2 NISA teams.
Hey,
so NISA is.
It's open and closed. It's so stupid. You could do an entire MLS tournament and save everybody a whole lot of time. But we're not going to do that. Still want to win an Open Cup. Still not going to mean anything if we win it with only 8 teams in. Doesn't mean anything.
I know. We went over it last week. I don't care about the Open Cup.
I feel like I burned through that relatively quickly.
Yeah, exactly. So another thing, keeping it positive. The G's sent. Did you see a couple people posted on social media the letter sent out by the Galaxy? I want to call it the front office, but I don't know, the season ticket staff or
the ticketing staff.
Yeah, saying that there will be a stop payment because they are unsure of when fans are going to come back in the seat.
So we'll go ahead and read it in the event you're not a season ticket holder, didn't get a chance to look at it. And it was sent by the Galaxy, and I got a screenshot, and I want to thank whoever sent me the screenshot. I don't remember.
Didn't you get one?
Oh, I don't check that email. Because they just bother me. And it says, as we look ahead to the 2021 season, we want to provide an update on your LA Galaxy season ticket membership. Major League Soccer has announced that the 2021 season will begin April 17th. Despite encouraging developments due to the continued presence of coronavirus in Los Angeles County, it is unlikely that local county health regulations will permit hosting fans at our games when our season begins. For that reason, and for the benefit of our season ticket members, we will temporarily pause all scheduled payments towards your season ticket memberships, effective immediately. There is no action required of you at this time. Your scheduled payments, as detailed in your LA Galaxy full season ticket, license, and automatic payment agreement, will resume following a 30-day written notice from the LA Galaxy, unless further suspended as set forth in a future communication from the LA Galaxy. So I imagine that 30-day written notice will come in the form of an email. So you actually will want to check those. And I'm also, and I haven't asked anybody, I'm just supposing here, unless further suspended as set forth in a future communication from the LA Galaxy, I imagine that means you don't need to cancel your tickets in the event this drags on and the whole season ends up getting canceled. As far as having fans in the stands, they will cancel them for you. It's not anything. It's not a move you directly need to make. Our service team is available to answer any questions and concerns you may have, as long as you can call somebody and actually get a call back, because no one's actually in the building. We will publish relevant information on lagalaxy.com/COVID-19. Thank you for your continued patience and for your ongoing support of the LA Galaxy. We can't wait to welcome you back to Dignity Health Sports Park as soon as it is safe to do so.
And all that means absolutely nothing. Same thing as last year. It basically means,
what's what we've been telling you. It's going to be 2020. It's the same. If you signed up for season tickets in 2021, that's awesome. It's admirable. You're with them through thick and thin, and you're loyalists and all that, but realistically, you're probably not going to see a game at the Digs this year.
No, and if it
might
is,
change.
If you do, it's probably the fall game, maybe the last couple games of the regular season, maybe.
What a way to go into playoffs, though. Yeah. If they were able to open for the playoffs, oh my God! Every game's going to be a sellout. Well, every game's going to be. You're not going to do away fans anyway. Everyone who is there is going to be so fucking happy to watch their home team. If DC United was still at RFK, they might sell the whole building out. Probably not. No. They get as close as they ever did in a non-Beckham game.
I don't think that building had all the seats.
No, it was definitely a hazard. But yes, I mean it's so no. Basically, if you're a season ticket holder, there's a pause. The Galaxy have placed a pause on your payments. You don't need to do anything extra. If and when they get restarted, because they can have fans in the stadium, which is probably not going to happen this year, they will notify you 30 days in advance before that payment starts again. And if in the event there is a cancellation, the Galaxy will cancel those for you. You don't have to do anything. If you do have any questions or there's some confusion, get in touch with your ticket rep. Call the Galaxy and bother Alex Merced. He would love to take your phone call. Tell him Chris Tucker sent you and that I love him. He's so dear. And yeah, that should be just about it for tickets, right?
Yeah, basically just hang out.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll let you know if anything changes. You've been dealing with COVID long enough. You understand how all this shit works.
Lightning round time, Tuck.
Pew, pew, pew. You know this bottle's gonna spill and destroy all your fucking computer.
Yeah, I know. Well,
I just dropped my water bottle cap, and Ben's like, "Oh no!" as it was falling.
It was actually slow motion. The whole I see the cap fly out of your hand.
That's the way it goes.
Yes. All right, Premier Permits, Mr. Klein. Will you voluntarily quit your position if this team doesn't make the playoffs this year?
I don't think that. What's the question?
It's actually directed to Chris Klein.
That's what
I'm not sure we can answer it.
I'll give it a try.
I mean, okay, so Tuck.
Sure. Am I being Chris Klein?
You are being Chris Klein.
Hold on, let me put way too much gel in my hair. Bro.
You're gonna need two more bros. Ready?
Bro.
Mr. Chris Klein.
Bro.
Will you voluntarily quit your position if this team does not make the playoffs this year?
I think if we don't make the playoffs, you don't have to worry about him volunteering that. I don't think the volunteering aspect is going to be much of an issue if we don't make the playoffs this year.
You think if we don't make the playoffs, you don't think he gets an extension?
Oh no. I think if he doesn't make the playoffs, everyone save for Vanny is gone. I don't know. Vanny might be able to shield him for another year, but I don't know. I think the writing is on the wall. Vanny is definitely their last bite at the apple.
Let's hope so. But hopefully this is a moot point. Hopefully this doesn't matter at all. Hopefully we're in the playoffs, and hopefully we're building towards something great.
Chicha, baby. Don't worry about it.
All right. OR 2356 or 2356.
Great name.
I'm not sure what it is. Either ways, When is it time to walk away from Pavon? If he's no longer an option, then who is?
When is the time to walk away from Christian Pavon? Now works. If we don't sign Pavon, it's not the end of the world. Christian Pavon is really, 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 really good. He is really, really good at soccer. He's not the best passer in the world. And this is if you're throwing stones. He's not the best passer in the world. Not great on defense. And because he's so good and we're so lopsided, everyone knows what we're going to do with the ball. Everyone knows we're shifting the ball to the left as fast as humanly possible. Everyone knows you have to triple team Christian Pavon. If it's not him, it's not the end of the world. At least if it's not him, we have to go into next season with a new plan. Teams have to try to figure us out. If it's him, we know where it's going. Very similar to the Zlatan problem. If we move on from Christian and try to find someone else now, I don't think it's the end of the world. Since the end of the season, I've advocated using his designated player spot for an actual second forward to help Javier Hernandez out. If we're going for, if we somehow haven't signed a Cam yet, which I can't believe would be the case, leaving that in January.
I think a press conference is supposed to be called next week.
Leaving that in January. Come on. Yeah, help me out here.
There's a press conference called next week.
Any day now. If we need an actual Cam to unlock the mystery of Javier Hernandez, I think it's got to be a designated player guy. If I think whatever we do to fix Chicharito is going to cost the DP spot, or at least it'll greatly help that guy. I don't want to see Javier Hernandez and Jonathan Dos Santos as the only two DPs going into the season. I don't. Pavon seems the furthest along. It seems the closest. Until we hear anything different on that front, it's really tough to imagine he's not the guy who gets done. Personally, I'm good to walk away the moment there was an abuse allegation. I was personally good. I'm not saying throw him in jail under an allegation. I'm saying as a fan of the Los Angeles Galaxy, who does not own Christian Pavon's rights, if we went in a different direction than Christian Pavon, it wouldn't be the end of the world to me.
All right, Gallagher Commands asks, if we sign a new player and DTK doesn't follow him, did it really happen?
Is that player's on social media?
Yeah.
Then we didn't sign him. It seems very important. I don't know if DTK is just like watching their social media to make sure they're being good boys. But yeah, if DTK following you on Instagram is the new Lakers courtside game, and due to COVID regulations, they can't go to the courtside game, so that's the way it's got to work.
DJJW40 says, are the Galaxy going to do an open tryout for a Cam? I think we finally solved the mystery. We figured it out, Tuck.
I'm trying to leave that energy back in January.
We figured it out.
I'm trying to leave that energy in January.
And should we trust the process of this open tryout?
We don't need an open tryout.
This is why we figured it out. No, this is what the Galaxy can do. They're going to announce they had an open tryout.
Mm-hmm.
They found somebody that was great, that we have to trust the process.
About a month ago.
Yes, about a month ago. There was probably a contract issue.
Oh man,
maybe a green card issue.
What a nightmare situation that would be for me. I'm so glad I don't do stuff like that.
So I take it we're not going to have an open tryout for.
No idea what you're talking about.
Well, let's just move on to. Dan,
O'Neal Fisher's the Cam. There you go. He's going to play Cam for us.
Dan 13. He touches on Klein. What will it take for Klein to be fired, and when is his time up?
I think he is near the end of his rope than we've ever seen. But if this is the thing you got to remember. What Klein has been doing that people don't like, in my opinion, has been trying to hit home runs with very specific players. Very, very specific players. Gio clearly didn't work. Gerard didn't work. Drove the most successful manager in the history of the team, in the history of the league, away from the Galaxy. He's trying to make these one guys work. If Javier Hernandez works, he's back in the green. Doesn't matter how close to the red he is now. Doesn't matter at all. Chicha has a great year next year, and we're able to sell. I mean, let's scrap 2021. Chicha has even a decent year next year, and we get to go into 2022 selling season tickets. Say we don't go to a single game in 2021, and Javier Hernandez has a good year. He has generally agreed in Major League Soccer as a good year, and we get to go into 2022. You think they're not going to sell out their season ticket allotment going into 2022? given how long it's been since people have been able to go to a game. You think every game's not going to sell out going into 2022? He's going to look like a golden child again. If he's not fired in 2021, he ain't going nowhere. He's good, especially if things go well. If things go relatively well, every single person listening to this is going to ensure Chris Klein stays for at least another year in 2022, if he's not gone in 2021. I guarantee you.
All right. Double X Chris 101 asks, is it possible to get Zardes back? Would he be a good fit for this team?
Yes. I love Jesse's artist.
But he wouldn't be a good fit. Or he wouldn't.
There's
no way to get him back.
No, we're not getting him back. But I do think he would be a great foil for Javier Hernandez up top. And he's one of those guys willing to do the hard running. Because that's the thing. All you need is someone to pull defenders to allow Javier Hernandez to get properly into space. And that can be done with a litany of guys. You just can't leave him alone. GBS figured it out. He just figured it out too late. That's why he played Yoni Gonzalez up top with him in that weird 4-2-2-2. He needs someone. He needs a foil. You can't. I said this the day they announced they signed him. You can't leave him up there by himself. You're going to get that kid killed. Period. You're going to get him killed. If he's got to go up against MLS defenders, he's going to get crushed. And if you make him play all those minutes, his fucking hamstrings are going to break off. He's never played that many minutes. He's never been alone. What do? We try to play him every fucking minute and we leave him up there alone.
It's because GBS
I'm not saying
knows
listen
better.
to me, but fucking listen to me sometimes. Every now and again, I'm right about some shit.
Really?
What?
You're not saying listen to me.
These people should listen to me. The
Okay.
Galaxy shouldn't listen to me. If they listen to me, we have way fucking bigger problems. But this was simple. This was not doing your job. And this is one of the things where, like, look, I'm wrong. I was wrong about Ashley Cole. Might be the end of the list. Is that the end of the list?
I was wrong.
I was wrong about Ashley Cole. Hang on. Hold on. I'm genuinely trying to think about somebody else I was wrong about. Jonathan did more than I thought he was going to, but even he started to drop off and kind of hint to my concerns. Javier Hernandez, a Euro snob who wakes up on Saturday at 5 a.m. to watch fucking Manchester United. That person could have seen this coming. This was an inability to do your job. This was abuse. This was neglect of office. Any person with Google can look up how many minutes this guy's played every year of his career. Anyone with Google can look up whether he has strike partners or plays by himself. Anyone should have been able to figure out that wasn't going to work. I still hope it gets rectified and I still hope it gets fixed. But anybody could have fucking figured that out. But this is the same group that has gone 4 transfer windows without a capable backup. This is the same group that put Zlatan at 37 and 38 on the field without a capable backup. You're lucky it worked. Because when it didn't work, you had to play Uriel Antuna at forward. Yes, I remember that. I know I don't need to talk to you after the show. But yes, I remember that. When Zlatan can't go, you got to play Uriel Antuna at forward. You can't bank on these older guys to be able to play every fucking game. But that's the way we do business. And at least with Zlatan, he plays every minute of every game. His whole career. Zlatan expects to... Where's the one time Zlatan didn't play every minute of every game? Barcelona. What's the one place he fucking despises? Barcelona. Zlatan expects to play every minute. Chicharito cannot do it. And certainly at his age, he cannot do it.
All right.
It's just simple things that are fucking frustrating, man.
Your boy Ramses sent us a
Ramses?
question this week. He's been kind of absent lately. We haven't had a question from him
He's doing big things,
a
man.
little bit.
He's moving heavyweight.
So if we don't pick up a quality defender, is it the same shit, different season?
I'm interested to see if Bond is drastically better than David Bingham. I think Klinsmann was better than Bingham. Bond probably could be better than Bingham. But defense is always going to be an issue. Villafana might hurt, and Sua was the best defender we had last year. And certainly the best incoming player. Araujo is going to be 1 year older and 1 year smarter. We brought in defenders. We brought in Neal. We brought in Furcranis. But as far as starters are concerned, or at least anyone realistically pushing for starters, we haven't made any actual moves yet. Still hopeful to see some of these kids either officially get loaned down to G2 or, I guess I want Neal and Furcranis involved, but we have a lot of spots at center back right now, and we haven't improved at all. Steris is still the rock starter, and that's not good enough. Pipo is a rock starter, and that's not good enough. And Nick DePuy was the guy pushing him, and that's not good enough. As it stands right now, yeah, it's defensively it's still going to be pretty bad. There's still a lot of time, so we'll see what happens. But I wouldn't expect too much better based on where we're at right now.
Charles Schmarlos. Apparently, there's a lot of worry about Chris Klein getting an extension. He wants to know if Chris Klein's going to get an extension.
Why wouldn't you? The fucking worst season we've ever had. The guy signed a 5-year extension, ensuring that they're not paying any attention. The beauty is he signed a 5-year extension at the end of the 2017 season, which means by that end of that 2022 season. So depending on how you guys decide to react to the 2021 season could be very, very important to whether they give him an extension or just let him walk away at the end of his contract. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying. Depends on how important it is to you. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you be concerned? It would be this year. This would be the year reasonably you would consider giving him that extension. So you should be concerned.
Isn't our media rights deal up at the end of 2022?
Everything is up at the end of 20.
Interesting.
Most everything is 2021, 2022. TV deal and Herbalife, I think, is this year or it's 2022. And the TV rights deal is the end of 2021.
I wonder if that'll have more to do with whether or not he stays than how they do on the field.
TV deal is going to be brokered by MLS, though.
True.
But TV deals aren't individual anymore. Shirt sponsorship. All depends. I mean, look, he couldn't get less popular with Herbalife. Like, you can't be less popular with Herbalife. Nobody even cares how much money Herbalife is paying. And Herbalife pays us a lot of money. Nobody cares how much money Herbalife pays us. All they care about is it's a fucking pyramid scheme that targets minorities, that targets low-income families and minorities. Like, that's all anybody cares about. So hopefully he can pick a more popular shirt sponsor that can garner some revenue. I don't even know if that's his decision. That might be a shadow president Dan Beckerman call. Who knows?
All right. Glenn Towns 121 says Christian Pulisic.
He is a human being. I don't. The Galaxy's supposed to sign him?
I'm not sure. I was like looking for like maybe that was just a second part of something, but that's.
I like him when he plays soccer, but he doesn't get to do it very often. He should go back to Dortmund.
Don Rulio, will Chicha go plus or minus 10 goals this season?
Logically, based on the current team, minus. My hope for the year is that after we finish building out, I will want to say more.
Will Dom Dwyer be a good fit? Art's asking from Lars.
Dom Dwyer typically plays in a 4-2-3-1 as the point of an attacking unit. So he would play basically in the same place you play Javier Hernandez. Wouldn't really work. Also, apparently that guy's an asshole.
All right, thoughts on underscore me. I'm not. Thoughts on Chicha's new mamacita.
My man's got a boo. I will admit that I have not seen this. Please tweet us a picture or something. I don't know anything about her. Good on him. It is a sign. Here's my thoughts on her. I don't need to see. You know what? First off, I apologize. My toxic masculinity is showing. How dare I leap out to judge this woman's her physical features? I don't care about her physical features. And I'm evolving. I'm working on it. I'm working on myself. I eventually got to the core point. I'm guessing she makes him happy. I'm assuming she makes him happy. A massive step in self-healing and mental health is being able to actually begin the physical process of moving on from his old lady, the woman he was with, his wife. I don't even know her name. She's dead to me. Is it Sarah? I think it's Sarah or something like that. If he's dating, he's getting out there, mixing it up. He's not sitting at home depressed playing Call of Duty all the time. Beautiful. Good for him. If she makes him happy, I support it. That's all that matters. And if she doesn't make him happy, I hope he realizes it's toxic and moves on with his life. But I'm all for him doing well and progressing and loving life.
Uncle Dishwasher, if the Galaxy don't sign Pavon, are you okay with them waiting until summer to sign a DP?
Originally, I wasn't because of the importance of 2021. But understanding Greg as a long-term foundational builder, I'm not going to judge him on 6 months, and I'm definitely not going to judge him on 6 months with one hand tied behind his back, as he already is dealing with the contracts of the previous administrations. So I got no problem waiting until the summer. It's going to be a big year as well with African Cup of Nations, the Euros, Copa America, like with all the continental tournaments. You're going to have guys finding out they're not making it to these tournaments and knowing that they can now leave these European teams they've been kind of hanging on at, trying to stay on these bigger clubs to get to the international tournaments, you're going to get a newer crop of guys available to play. So if it takes until the summer, it's not the end of the world. Might be a little hard to pry some of those guys out in the winter because now it's a whole year they got to go, or the healthy part of a year they got to go until these international competitions. So it's not the end of the world if we wait until the summer.
Have you had Mike McGee's vodka?
I don't drink anymore, but no, I haven't had it.
I mean, you would try it if maybe Mike sent us some, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I will drink any liquid Mike McGee sends me.
I'm not.
No questions asked. You saw what that man did to San Jose in the Western Conference Final? Shit.
All I'm saying is that if people maybe, I don't know,
they never made it
maybe at Mike say, hey, you know what, Squadcast was talking about your vodka.
If you at Mike McGee, just tell him Chris loves you. And that's it.
Tell him Chris needs a bottle of his vodka.
Did you see? I put it in the Discord. Do we have any more questions?
Dude, we got a ton more questions.
Go. Let's fire them off. We got to give Ed something to listen to. He's laying in bed. I feel like
this is lightning round.
Someone in the live chat tell me, is the flow wise, is the show going okay? If it's going okay, we'll keep going. If not, we'll go home. Please.
All right. Sneaks 007, do you prefer player leaks or secrecy when it comes to the signings?
Do I prefer player leaks? Yeah, man, I kind of fucking dig them. No, I get the purpose of the Galaxy and secrecy and for some of the choices. We talked about Zlatan 7 months before it happened, something like that. And people thought we were bullshitting, but we weren't bullshitting. It just leaked. Like it wasn't even anyone in the organization. I found out by happenstance in a really weird way. I enjoy the leaks, but I just never wanted to interrupt business. And so I've heard things in the past, even in the time since, that we've been doing the show, where it's not finished, and I find out, and it's like, but don't say anything. And I go, fine. It doesn't, that's not a big deal. I don't mind not saying something because I hear something. Like, I want to hear it early because I care more than everyone else. No disrespect to anyone listening to this, but I assure you, I care more than you do. I just do. And it's not personal. It's not a dick measuring contest. It affects my day. It affects my week in a way that I don't think it affects the average Galaxy fan's week. I understand it's a problem. I understand I probably got to talk to somebody about it, but I'm not talking to him. I'm talking about it right now.
We're going to talk after the show, Tom.
I'm doing it right now. This is my therapy. This is my Galaxy therapy.
I know, but trust me, we're going to talk after the show.
This is what I do so that I don't have to bother Erica with this shit. This is why she loves me. I bring it to all of you people. But I care more than you. I just do. And I share the things with you because I know you care that I can share. And the things that I can't share, I keep secret because I don't want to fuck up my team. Because the thing I actually care about is my team, which you got to remember is all of us. Myself, Straight from the Stands, Corner of the Galaxy, Ed, Andrew, Ben, Nag News, Simply Soccer. I think they're still going. I haven't seen one of their shows in a while. Community. What is this? The Galaxy Guys podcast is a new one. There's a new, G30. All the podcasts, all the blogs, all the everything. We're all in service to the club. It's all working for the club. It should be. The supporters groups work for the club. That's the way it's supposed to work. So I love the secrecy. I don't love it. I hate it, really. I get the secrecy is what I mean to say. I love the leaks. I personally love the leaks. And I always try to share the leaks that I can when I can. But at the end of the day, I just don't want to fuck. I don't want to fuck anything up for my club because it's about my club. It's about supporting them and in the best way that I can. So I don't know, 50-50. It's a cop-out answer, but 50-50. I get it.
So speaking of leaks and secrecy, I mean, a few years ago we signed Alex Hunter and nothing ever happened.
Do you know who Alex Hunter is?
Yeah,
okay.
I do.
I just assumed you were like, is that a G2 guy?
No. Outsider asked that question.
Yeah. Oh, my man's.
All right, so here's probably my favorite question.
We should have known FIFA was going to shit when they took that Alex Hunter story mode out. I don't know anybody. I don't know about anybody else. I fucking love the Alex Hunter story mode in FIFA. It's great because I can play and win. Because when I play online, I get killed. I'm awful at it. I just want to play. I want to play the game and win and have it be fun. So like that's all. It was a fun element of the game for me. Once they took that out, whole series is gone to shit.
Daniel Bot 13.
My man's
wants to know directly from you, Tucker. Do you believe in love after love?
Do I believe in love after love?
That's what it says.
Do I believe in love after life?
I'm guessing love after love, Tuck.
I believe in love.
Do you believe in love, Tuck?
Do you believe in love after life? No, do you believe in life after love? Is a Cher song.
Yeah, that's a Cher song.
Do you believe in love after love?
We would get tagged if I put that up.
I can be something I saw myself.
So Alberto Diaz, his weekly question: will the Galaxy take advantage of MLS's under-22 initiative?
I do believe in life after love, by the way.
But do you believe in
Look
love
at Chicha, man. That's fucking life after love.
Do you believe
all day.
in love after love?
Love after love? No.
But just life after.
I just told Erica, I was like, I didn't just tell her. It's Valentine's Day. That'd be a fucked up conversation. But I told her several times, I was like, if you and I ever separate, like, I'm done. I'm dying alone. I'm all finished.
That would be a fucked up conversation.
On Valentine's Day, yeah, exactly. No, I did this on her birthday. But I was like, but I was like, if you and I didn't work out, like, I'm done. I'm dying alone. I'll go to Galaxy games for the rest of my life and then just die in a seat.
Eternal romantic, Tucker. Gotta love it.
I'm finished, man. I promised her all my days. That's it. I'm a man of my word. I promised her all my days. What do you want?
All right. Do you know about the new under-22 initiative?
I didn't even listen to that question. I was so under 22. Yeah. For you can sign like 3 U22 DPs for something for like a fraction of the cap that it used to be.
Yeah, something like that. Do you think the Galaxy will take advantage of that?
It is too early to tell. We don't really know what the Vanny regime is going to be and what the Vanny mindset is yet, because we're still so hamstrung by GBS and Ziggy and Klein and Karofsky and Vianis and DTK. So once we get to see a more Greg Vanny stamp on the organization, then I can kind of make. It would be guessing. That's the fairest way to answer that. The most honest way to answer it. I would be guessing to tell you. I couldn't know yet. We haven't sold players in that way yet. We've lost players for free and we've had people move on, but I haven't seen any initiative from us really selling players in a way like an FC Dallas does, or purchasing players clearly to potentially move on like Atlanta did.
All right.
Dagoberto, my boy.
He wants to know where Skinner is.
I don't know. Actually, let me answer that. He's in the valley at home.
Wasn't this a topic like a few weeks ago?
I'm sure.
We were talking about.
Yeah. I'm sure he's in the valley at home with his dogs. I would love to have Skinner on the show. Look, Dago, in my heart, my dream, I would do, like Squadcast 100 would have had Skinner on it, or Squadcast 200. And in a perfect world, Squadcast 300 would have Tommy Mack, Gunner, and Skinner on it. That would make me the happiest. But no, I don't know. I haven't spoken to Skinner in a while. I miss Skinner. I should shoot him a text, actually.
And the last question, Tuck. And I should just ask this to you and then go take a piss, because it could be a long question.
Is it going to make me mad?
Yeah. No, it's just going to be, could be a seriously long answer.
Okay. Watch him end up being really short.
Marquis Son wants to know, it's 4-0 cool. Would you rather see a Hackers reboot or a part 2?
A reboot of Hackers, so Hackers is actually my favorite movie of all time. It is the greatest terrible movie in history. The greatest terrible, grossly inaccurate film. A reboot, or who stars in that reboot? I would need like a white guy and a woman, presumably, of like Angelina Jolie like caliber. I don't know if that really. I don't know. She was like 19, 20, so she's pretty young. I don't know. I would say a sequel. This is the other thing. You know what? I don't know. Well, this is my problem. People get really mad.
No, I can see you physically struggling with this question.
That's the thing. I don't struggle with these things because like I have a principle in life that guides me in these things. People get really mad at like remakes and sequels to their favorite films where they're like, Jamesy, technically there is a Hacker sequel. It's called Antitrust. It's a whole different thing though. It's not really like in the world of Hackers, but it's like kind of Hackers. And they made 3 of those, and they do qualify as Hackers like 2, 3, and 4, but they're not really Hackers. It's just about, it's a movie about like hacking and computers, but it's not related to Hackers in any way. People get really mad at like remakes and sequels, like later sequels and shit. My thing is like, if you don't like it, go back and watch the movie that you do like. If they remade Return of the Jedi, You know how many fucking people would be furious if they remade Return of the Jedi? Or like when Transformers came out, I was one of these assholes. I used to get really mad. Go ahead.
What if they remade Tokyo Drift?
I wouldn't care. Make it 1,000 times. Make every movie 1,000 times. The movie you like doesn't go away just because they remade it or they made a sequel to it.
You know, Tuck, that's a load of shit, man. You know, I put up with a lot of stuff.
Go for
I got to draw a line right there.
Go for it. I will prove you wrong. You don't give a shit about this.
Give a
You
shit
couldn't
about
care
this.
less. We're not like, I don't
You know,
understand.
The Hackers was a good movie. I saw that movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing movie. It's not on Blu-ray. It's so disappointing. But people get really mad at these things. Like
I might be, I might be thinking of the wrong. Is that the movie with Redford and a young DiCaprio?
DiCaprio.
Is it DiCaprio?
No, it's
What's the
definitely
movie
not
I'm thinking
Robert
of?
Redford. It does star what's the guy's name? Mark Anthony, the guy who did I Need to Know. Tell me, baby girl, anyway. Yeah, I don't know, man. Fuck GoBots. What are you talking about? This guy says GoBots are greater than Transformers. You are incorrect. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and yours is wrong. Hackers, if they're going to redo it, if they're going to do anything with it, make it a sequel. Bring everybody back. Johnny Lee Miller, Angelina Jolie, that guy who was the freak, the Phantom Freak, the King of 9X. Bring back the detective that they killed, but he didn't really die. They just kind of paperwork killed him. And yeah, that'll be great. I'll make it work. Ben saw Hackers while on shore leave. I think we're done, Benji. Are we looking something up?
No. I think we're done.
Robert, I want to know what your weird Robert Redford
Yeah,
movie
no,
is.
I'm not sure. It was. Yeah, I gotta look. I'm gonna look it up. We'll talk about it after the show. Maybe we'll put it in the Patreon.
Sounds like a plan. Oh, that's right. We got to do that Jamaican. We're gonna do that Jamaican rundown for Patreon. So if you get involved, patreon.com/Riot Squadcast, want to help out,
and we're gonna talk little movies.
We'll talk. Yeah, we'll make it kind of fun because mine's not gonna be fun at all. Yeah, man. Patreon.com/Riot Squadcast. If you want to chip in and help the show out, Patreon money just goes to keeping the lights on and keeping us all sane and shit like that. It's not like we're balling out and going to titty bars and stuff. Also, one last little bit of information. We can get this in the rundown. You don't have to worry about changing the music. Someone did let me find out who. I want to give him credit. At Galaxy Samuel 8 on Twitter. It's at Galaxy Samuel 8. Says the Galaxy Barber, who is Manny La Barber, is a barber who cuts a lot of Galaxy hair. He is following the Austrian winger that we've been linked to, Hussein Balak. So don't know why he would be, unless potentially there's something to that. Don't know if there is anything to that. Haven't heard that there's anything to that. Not telling you that there is. Just that our good friend at Galaxy Samuel 8 found that the Galaxy Barber is indeed following the Austrian winger we were linked to last week. Ben, where can the people find you on the socials?
You can find me at DT Radio Ben or at Old Man Ben on Twitter. You mostly DT Radio Ben.
We did have a question as to why you have 2 Twitter accounts and never use any of them.
Why not?
Should notice your password.
Dude, this is America, man.
As soon as Ben walked in today, he was
America.
like, "I'm gonna get more active on social today."
No, I said I have been more active on social. I've been more active on the gram, actually.
So
you can follow me on Instagram.
My wife has brought up that you are way more active on the Instagram.
Yes.
That's what you should be pimping. Just your Instagram.
You can follow me, Ben_Randa on the Instagram.
Nobody wants to hear your fucking war stories on Twitter.
You can follow the show, or you can email the show at riotsquadcast.com or riotsquadcast@gmail.com.
You can follow our good buddy Ed Rodriguez. Next week may be his last show if he ends up getting replaced at Ed the Zombie 13?
Ed the Zombie 13. Send in your tapes. You can send your audition tapes to Ed also if you want.
Nah, voicemail. We should record
voicemail.
it, and then email the show. That way you can make sure.
Give him the number, Tuck.
So you can always call the show at 562-641-5277. You can email the show. That's 562-641-LARS. You can email the show at riotsquadcast.com or riotsquadcast@gmail.com. Either one works. You can find me on Twitter at ZeroCool138. You can also find me on Instagram, which is basically just pictures of my son, and Goodreads. Patreon.com/Riot Squadcast. We're going to do a show about Winston Griffiths. It's a Galaxy player from 2002. Should be relatively fun. Everyone be nice to each other. Be kind to each other. We'll see you more than likely on Tuesday next week. We'll let you know if anything changes. Thank you for sticking with us, everyone in the live chat. And tell your friends, give us a 5-star rating on iTunes. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Fuck you, Brian. Suck a dick, bitch.